What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome. Welcome to the den. I'm your host, Sir Edward Honcho. Hope all of you are doing well. Pay my sniggles and giggles in our mind. If you're not familiar with the den, discussing everything naturally, discussing everyday news, discussing Ed's notes. Bing. I just come up with that off the fly. I'm proud of myself. Gonna get into a real interesting conversation today. No crazy videos. Say those for Sundays and Fridays. Yeah, Sunday through Friday, 9 p.m. Central. Make sure you tune in if you're in Houston. Take care of yourselves. Apparently, there's supposed to be some weather coming in. I don't know. You know, weatherman can always be wrong and nobody ever says anything. And they consider him an expert. So, hey, it is what it is. Let's stop wasting time. Let's make sure we got the bot properly connected. Let's talk about some things and see who we got joining us. Then we'll dive right in it. We'll have the Denline open. This is the lovely Miss K Grace. Coach says, I wish the den was earlier. I've been debating kind of maybe day denning. I don't know. Heidi. It's very funny because the latest subscriber on the screen says Heidi Marie Goldberg. It's like a mix of Heidi and Marie Lovely and Bill Goldberg. 17, what's the motherfucking deal? That's actually a very good point, 17. Kids, go back. I gotta respond to your email. I seen it earlier while I was driving, and then I had started, and it's in my drafts. I need to finish sending you that. I apologize for that. Miss Bell Northern Style. DeAndre, what's the motherfucking deal? John Sterling, welcome to the den. It seems like a new name. Yes, we knew Heidi was. Oh, Heidi preached all that self-hate. All right, so first and foremost, right? So I told everybody in the sauce, got a goal, okay? I got a goal we're trying to accomplish. 1 week from today, I turned a year older. Well, I actually turned a week older than I am today, but you know what it is. Birthday, right? And there's something I want to implement in my streaming. Some of you who are familiar with streams know what it is, kind of what I'm referring to, possibly. Some of you don't, right? So my request is between today and I guess the end of Sunday, because then Monday would be the actual day, and I'll go pick it up on Monday if we get to our goal. If you would use Streamlabs link, PayPal link, the Cash App link, and I think Venmo too. Somebody that thinks Zelle. I don't think I have the den email to the Zelle. I think Soft Sports is on that. But the links are listed down below, right? Yes, Heidi is a pew pew. So my goal is to do something, and I want to really step up the streaming game a notch, and I think it'll be something everyone will enjoy, but we'll get there. So anyway, let's talk about it. And 17 said something very enlightening if you didn't catch it. He said it's the African Americans that don't like black conservatives. I think it's a brilliant point because also, and I guess even African Americans is a weird thing because black people in America don't consider themselves American for whatever reason. Like, I guess when compared with actual Africans, they do. But they really don't like considering themselves. They don't feel as though they're a part of the fabric of this wonderful country, right? Very unfortunate. And I get it. I understand it. I used to believe the tomfoolery. I used to believe the rhetoric. I used to believe the nonsense that was spewed upon me and around me, and thought this was a thing. I'm not a part of this America. America don't love me. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. I like this stuff, right? So, you know, as I've grown, right, as I've learned things, as I've observed, as I've expanded my boundaries as much as I'm legally allowed, um, I started to realize a lot of stuff that I was taught as a young man was shenaniganery. Oh man, have y'all seen that thing, right? That what is it like when you make moves of like 10K plus, the bank, I think is supposed to report your moves or something like that to the IRS. You heard that new guy's talking about $600. 600 bucks. What is 600 bucks? You make a banking move of 600 bucks, it needs to be reported to the IRS. We're gonna have to talk about Easy one day, right? And I'll probably end up saying some shit that's gonna piss a whole lot of people off. And it's not that I intentionally want to piss people off, but I have questions, right? The science has changed, right? Sean, hey, what's the motherfucking deal? And the science has changed, right? And you died of this thing that you only get when you get penetrated, it seems, either by needle or by something else, right? Because from what I've heard and some of the things I've read, that the odds of it going the other way are very slim. I mean, you'd have to be super duper active. So, we'll get to that. And I'm enjoying some Oreos in celebration of the rain. So anyway, why do, for the sake of the conversation, we'll just say Black Americans because it sounds good. Black Americans, Black conservatives. Why don't Black Americans like Black conservatives? Mr. Shawnee, I believe you said you were a libertarian, right? Why don't Black Americans like Black libertarians either? Why is it that Black Americans only seem to can only seem to exist with Democrats? Salute to you, Mr. Lone Wolf. I appreciate you calling in. Uh-oh.
When I think about it, I didn't really want to be conservative. However, after constant shunning by my own people just for my personality, it seems to be something I fell into. And I'm glad I did.
Salute to Dan. If y'all didn't hear, it says, when I think about it, I didn't really want to be conservative. However, after constant shunning by my own people, just for my personality, it seems like something I fell into, and I'm glad I did. It's weird. It does seem like you kind of stumble into the mentality. And like I said, I consider myself more independent, but when I think about it, I don't know what liberal idea, that I agree with, right? Like it's really hard for me to figure that out. I'm sure there's something, and at least I try to keep my mind open to, something if there's a legitimate reasoning behind it, and I guess it makes sense somehow, but it's few and far in between. And so my thing is just like, and I appreciate the love, appreciate the donation. Like I said, and it's just I don't understand though why. I'm just gonna call them what they are, niggas, are so stonewalled into being a Democrat. Like, and it's not even just like, hey, if you're a Democrat, cool. But they cannot give you an explanation. They cannot say, hey, I've even entertained what the other side was saying. I heard the word Republican, my brain shut off. R stands for Republican and racist. Like, it's not even the policies. It's the people that they don't like. Because maybe it's the name, GOP, maybe Grand Old Party is something that turns them off. I don't know what it is that they feel the disconnect with, right? Because when you really think about it, I would say traditionally, Black people were more conservative in their beliefs. more religious. At one point, this newer generation, these new ages have gotten bizarre. The Fox has done very well. And some of you know what I mean when I say the Fox has done very well. That now a lot, like I say, used to be very religious. Now most of them are into other, they're in astrology or, numerology or some other type of foreign spiritual deities, the ancestors, things like that. And it's crazy, right? Because cool, you believe in ancestors, right? That's fine. I'm not here to judge your choice in belief, but I've seen people say, "Oh, ain't no God, y'all just praying to old white man," some other kind of crazy stuff, right? But then they'll say, the ancestors, this, and this. Well, in theory, wouldn't the ancestors basically be a god? If they have this power, they guided me through, some type of spiritual way. And then here's my thing about the ancestors. I say this sometimes, and people get pissed off. If the ancestors knew so much and gave you such good information, why couldn't they avoid that downfall themselves, right? I don't know. Well, it's very funny. Well, that's a broken. That might be even funnier. That I'm eating this particular cookie, right? They don't sponsor the dance, so I'm not going to say what kind of cookie it is, but you know what kind of cookie it is. If you want to guess, whoever drops in the chat, I'll give you 1,000 pistachios. But it's super funny that we talk about this tonight because this is what they call most black Republicans, right? You notice I put it was I think Tim Scott and Larry Elder, who are kind of relevant right now. I dropped. That's always been a crazy thing to me. Heidi doesn't get it because we found out the truth about her, Heidi Marie Goldberg. We know who you are. So you served in a militia with black guys that were absolutely assailed with death threats by black people and they finally quit. Not white. Wow. The Republican Party of Texas was started by 100 black men in Houston, Texas. So again, that's another thing. I'm going to get into that, right? We're going to get into that. How dare you get oppressed as a black? Hey, I wake up in the morning. I do my damnedest to wake up and get oppressed. But I can't. Just can't. You don't like which lady? Said black service said by actually following the steps laid out by the American Dream, something which, and that's the thing, right? You tend to see a lot more black conservatives doing well for themselves. I would say maybe on average better than your average black American. What? Why? Why is that? Why is that? I'm saying on average. I'm not saying, go look at the Hollywood guys. And I got a question. Do y'all think Denzel is a black conservative? I'm wondering. I'm never meaning to hide. I'm always extremely nice to you. But I'm going to give 17 the credit. Just because he provides so much more insight than Heidi. And Heidi sent me a picture of a noose one time on my Instagram and said, "You're next." That didn't happen. Let me confirm that because I know there's some people in here who would believe that was true. Well, that's the thing, right? Because we talk racism, we talk, they tie into racism with Republicans and all that good stuff. But the most prejudice I see is black people identifying, condemning, and ostracizing other black folks. Denzel's kids, I guess I've never seen these. I've never necessarily seen these kids, but if you're raising them up in Hollywood, anything can happen there. You're welcome, Mr. 17. Not exactly, but because some of the things that he said, some of the beliefs that he's had, just certain videos, I have nothing exactly coming to mind. But then when he talks about the roles he will and won't accept, you know what I'm saying? And just a different way that he just seems to think a little bit different. He always plays a cop. So that's interesting. Less government? Yeah. But if the government's giving them things, especially Negroes, and the government's giving them things, and I want to make sure, because I want to make sure I'm not, that Negroes is what I think it is. Just make sure I'm not aligning that. That, you know, they feel like, oh, well, this is stuff that's owed because my ancestors were in slavery, right? You think Denzel's just a serious actor? And I think that's what a lot of people look at it. But the government has to give it to me because, you know, this country was built on the back of blacks, right? And so, even so, what work did you do to deserve it, right? And the crazy thing about it is that once those blacks who were going through things were free, they were able to go out and get things done on their own because they had the skills, they had been doing all the working. I don't think that niggas cried as much back then about the shit that we cry about. Like, I think niggas nowadays do more crying now about what happened back then than the people who actually lived through it, right? Now, I'm pretty sure that they were upset about actual incidents that took place, maybe actual lynchings, actual acts of racism when this was a thing, Jim Crow situations like that. Even though good old Jim Crow drove it back, as opposed to now. And now I think, you know, it's just the romanticizing of it through Hollywood, right? And I think a lot of those Hollywood liberals feel like if I tell this story, I free myself of the burden of what my ancestors did. But I'm helping them tell this story. Because you ever realize, I don't know if y'all have ever paid attention, I've mentioned this before, that all of them, anyone you can think of, you can talk about what's his name, she, and all of them, any documentary about a particular black individual, about black success, oppression, whatever you want to call it, is funded. It may be directed by a black person, but it's funded by white people. Some of them, Denmark, Canada, Sweden. Like, motherfuckers don't even know what it is. Like, it's not even necessarily a black thing. Why is that? Right? These Oreos are delicious. See, what the Fox did, the Fox got the modern black American at a young age and start stroking those emotions, right? And now they're doing an even better job because they have the social media, so they can, you know, they can coerce them in many different ways. Make sure I got the chat up. I'm all over the place. Denzel, the $1 trillion smile. Denzel's a man on fire. Wise man, what's the motherfucking deal? Got a martial letter. I haven't. No, hadn't paid attention to that. 300 years, that's 40 years of repression. I promise. What was it? What was it when I last checked? What is supposed to be like 2018? Like when it's supposed to be 2018 was the 400 years or something like that. Because there was a date, I forgot what it was. I could swear it was 2018 that they were saying it was the 400 years and everything was going to turn around. It's 2021. Only thing that's going to happen now is the damn Rona. To the movies and the music. I think the de-evolution, I don't even know this word, devolving is what rap is doing. I was cool with Curtis Blow wanting to play basketball. You know, I was cool with the Sugar Hill Gang and the Rappers Delight and all that stuff was dope. Now, it's not. I think there was hip hop, and then there's rap. I think hip hop was cool, rap is trash, and now it's all blurred lines. You don't have anybody talk about anything. And then, you know, when you start speaking on something like this, they start saying, "Oh, well, it's just music." You not know the power, the influence of the music. Like, music is an extremely powerful tool. I think people underestimate. You know, people call what's his name crazy, but he's probably one of the better or well-known or creative producers of our time, right? Kanye. Kanye doesn't just go in there and just start throwing random noises together. Right? It's not just. I mean, he knows, he understands a lot of stuff, and he talks about. He was talking about the 808, the deep bass, and how. Say he said it's connected to a vibration that has to do with stimulating sex or sexual urges or something like that. And he was discussing that, and then what you're putting on top of that. Think about, you can hear certain sounds. They get you riled up, get your energy flowing, make you want to work out. You can hear certain sounds that make you calm. You can hear certain sounds. I mean, this is with no lyrics, period. You can hear certain sounds that, get you amped up. I mean, just different things. So when you add words to it, affirmations to it, you repeat it and you listen to the same shit day in and day out. And I think that's had a big role. I think that's had a huge role in it, because you let them same people, let the rappers come in and talk about, how messed up everything is, how racist everything is, but they're not really, especially letting these young kids who don't have, they have the ability to rhyme and put words together. They don't have a real perception of the world. They've only come from one type of environment, and then they're telling their story, but they tell it in such a good way, it strokes the emotions of other children, right? And so they start believing, they start repeating it, they start singing it, start rapping it. And then now they're all believing, well, this guy's from this part of the country, his environment's like that, and I'm from this part of the country, my environment's like that, and they're all pointing at one particular figure. The lovely Miss Sarah Lou, how are you? AK-47 Brown. What's the motherfucking deal? Hey, Aaron Bouquet, what's the motherfucker? How you been, man? Broderick's here. Broderick's the original party pooper. Racism exists because the complex turn around looks like Deshaun. How racist are they? Okay. A couple of folks in the 70s here. Ready? Jeremiah. But like I said, man, it's just to the point now where you listen to that, and then now the prevailing story, everything is racism. All the corporations are woke, and they're just continue to tell you, oh, you're oppressed, you're suffering. And it's just like the soft bigotry of low expectations, right? And you just keep getting told, well, you're less than. The reason why is because the white man did something to you. And there's brilliant black people everywhere, and it's super funny that they tend to not, coincide with the traditional or with the current black stereotypes. Wonder why that is, right? Maybe because they just didn't engage and do these things. When you talk about people who've come from those environments, the Larry Elders, the Ben Carsons, oh, they're stupid. They're coons. They're this, but they found a blueprint that anybody can follow. Not trying to rap and hit the club and get shot up. They found a blueprint that doesn't necessarily put your life in danger to participate in, that anybody could follow for success, right? And all you got to do is stick to it. All you got to do is change your mentality. But, that social craving is a powerful tool. Watch this thing. The social craving is powerful to want to fit in with your peers and all those things. It's powerful, right? Nobody wants to be an outcast. Everybody wants to fit in with a bunch of kids who don't know anything, especially when you're growing and you're figuring it out. And that's the time that they get you. That's the time that, you're most vulnerable. And I think that's where a lot of people, kind of make or break junior high to high school age. Because what you'll notice is there are a lot of adults, and some of them may, be gainfully employed and all those things, but they have the same mentality that they've had since high school, since junior high. Like, I got this firm belief that people feel like at a certain age, they get grown, right? 14, 15, 16. And a lot of them, especially a lot of black folks, I don't need this white man's education. This ain't gonna do nothing for me. and they, barely get through school. They're there to hang out, kicking and socialize. You're not really soaking in the knowledge. You're not looking past what happens once you get past high school. And I was one of the people at that time, even though I went to college for a little bit. And what happens is, like, you get stuck in that mentality though, right? And that's why you got people who are 50, 60, still hitting the club every fucking Thursday night, hitting a hole in the wall. You know what I mean? Never grow out of it. And it's just a consistent decision that they've been making since a young age, but somehow it's been, the invisible white man putting their foot on their neck. But getting back to black conservatives and black Americans, I personally think that because of that mentality, I think most black Americans, and when I'm saying black Americans, obviously liberal, because we vote liberally at a, like 92, 95% clip, something like that. Cast out loud. So you just have to redefine power. If anything, it's the opposite. Tribal effect, absolutely. And so, like I say, I think that with the mentality that gets instilled in black folks, and then I think the television conservative, most black folks think it's some type of sellout, right? Or some Uncle Tom, or they look at it as a person that sold out black folks to go be with the white man, but that's not the case. Just because maybe they realized, and here's the thing, you got a lot of black conservatives still listen to the same music. You know what I'm saying? What'd you say? You got a lot of hesitant, but they don't act on those behaviors. Because like I said, you got people, if music wasn't powerful, I'm going back to that. Like I said, you wouldn't see a motherfucker make a song and then everybody start dressing and acting out that song. You wouldn't see one goofy chick come make a dance and everybody start doing the dance, right? And so, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Say, what do you say? I saw a Dutch man of war landed 20 Negroes for sale. Should be first of that kind to be carried into the country. There's many black people in America that you can find. Oh, okay. You say the people living in the city got to get out and travel the country. They really understand the country. Yeah, I agree. And then and here's the thing too. And I think, speaking of country niggas are definitely way more conservative. They're way more independent. They're not with all the weird shit that city niggas be on. Let's see. Say because we get stuck in that because we figure out those were the best times, party peaceful, but the world changes. That's the problem. Yeah. Thing about it too is if your high school days were your best days, then that means you're not growing. You know what I mean? But that's what's up. They're gonna be like, Secretary Sarah. What do you mean, Secretary Sarah? She doesn't work for us. What's going on here? Is she on the payroll? What's happening? Oh, there go V Darker. Do I need to crack the line open? Do I gotta cut the line open now because V Darker in here talking shit? Is that you know what I mean? But here's the thing, and I say that you can be doing stuff, and I'm just saying like there's a conservative mentality, there's behavior. I'm not saying that they're free of sin. I don't think anybody's free of sin. I don't think you necessarily have to be religious to be a conservative. I think it's a way of operating, a way of life, and a way that you carry yourself. But you know that certain behavior is being glorified. I'm not saying that there's conservative people who don't do them, but I don't think they glorify them and put them out there. I think a lot of people may do what they do, but I'm not putting out there like, yeah, hey man, fuck everybody. It's okay, man. Single moms, push them to the forefront. They're powerful. We just need more of them. They can do it on their own, but they're going to need a little help. So we're just going to give them more. Like they know that these actions, there's trade-offs, right? For these actions. And so that's kind of my deal. What's up, Kenneth? But yeah, man, I love a lot of classic rock. That's my shit. So again, like I said, I think that there's a misunderstanding when it comes to conservative. Like I said, I think the Fox did a very good job of blinding most black people as to what that is, right? I think they did a very good job of painting that picture of the old white man, you know, gnarled fingers, behind closed doors, talking about how we're gonna stop all niggas from having any success. But I think people would be surprised that to see that. I probably think there's more black conservatives that, you know, look, act, and behave more so like them. I just think maybe harder working than the suited and booted type. You know what I mean? And there are those. I'm not saying that those don't exist. I think that, it might be a different group, but still. This is what we're gonna do. I told myself I'm gonna start trying to minimize how much talking I do. I want to make sure I leave ample time for the lives. I know some conversations go a little bit longer than others, right? And sometimes they don't. So I want to eat more of my Oreos. Oh, give me just a second. Let's open a line up. Let me get the actual thing open, I guess. And we'll take some calls. The number for the den, I think I got to remember, 832-694-1337, 832-694-DEN. Oh, there it is. So if you want to call in, you want to talk about it, you want to speak your thoughts on conservatives as a whole, why do you think black people tend to stray away, don't like most conservatives, whether they be black, white, or whatever? Why do you think black people vote so heavily in one direction? Well, you see other races, other minorities who are willing to give it a shot. You see several Hispanics. I mean, Hispanics are definitely much more willing to claim being conservative than black people are. Black people will disown you. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually, perfectly honest, just my uncle, he's like, let's just make deal. Just like that, Holmes. Black person, they'll disown you. They don't claim you. I don't know that nigga. That ain't part of my family. Your Uncle Time, they'll insult you. They'll demean you. Right? And I find the word coon funny. I embrace it. I haven't worn my King Coon shirt. Excuse me. But because for saying it again, like I said, I have conservative views, but I like to think of myself as independent. Coon is a funny word to me, right? Because they will call you coon for thinking differently, right? But if I'm not mistaken, I always thought the coon was the shucking and jive and entertaining. I always think of the blackface type thing. Not the Bobby Schmurters, dancing on tables in a room full of white people, right? Not these people, not the same niggas that you love their music, And then that's the thing too that kills me is because most of these rappers, most of these motherfuckers, who are supporting them. We all know who is buying the most music, right? We know who's buying the most music. Oh, I gotta switch it up. I got the soft sports stuff on. I ain't switching up. I thought I could have swore I did. It must not have saved. Yep, sure did. But white people buy more rap music than niggas ever could. Period. It's been like that since the beginning. Right? So when motherfuckers talk about the culture, and this may kind of lean into something I wanted to talk about a little bit later this week. Maybe postpone it, whatever. The culture, right? What the fuck is black culture? I've said before here that I don't think that there is a black American culture. Everything at this point now that is black, quote unquote, culture is corporate, right? Or a meme at this point. You're invited to the cookout, Black culture to me is like niggas get excited. They'll show you, they got every video of little kids dancing and doing what Beyonce did or some, structurally weak-wristed gentleman, doing some type of shenanigans and doing all that. Oh, this is for the culture. This is Niggas wearing high heels and shit and strutting around. This is cool. Oh, that's the what was this? What's this Met Gala? The Met Gala. And again, I don't even know what it's about. I think I talked about it last year because I think last year was when another real coon that niggas love pulled a fucking chicken out of her purse. Fucking what's that fucking goofball's name? Tiffany Haddish. She went to this Met Gala, Met Ball, whatever, and pulled chicken out of her purse on the runway. That's when y'all's homeboy Billy Porter was out there. You know, the new fairy godmother. It can stay private. I would never want to go to nothing like that. Everybody involved in that shit is questionable. You know what I'm saying? What you was doing on this show in 2002, Cartier? You need to call into Cartier. You need to call. We need to talk. We ain't talked in a long time. You need to call into the line. I need to talk to Miss White. I don't trust no Nigerians. Oh man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've seen that. That's what I was talking about earlier about the $600 thing now. If y'all hadn't seen it, used to be when you made a move over $10,000, you know, it would alert the IRS. Now $600, you get a paycheck, they watching your account, and that's where we are now. Like, but guess who put him over the top? Black women put him over. That's what they said. They was dancing in the streets. Black women was twerking in the streets with the limperous people. Dancing in mailboxes. That's what they said. That's what the media said. Black women did their job and put Biden in the White House. Now, if I start blaming them for it, get mad at me. Tell me I'm lying. Is that not what the media said? Black men was thinking about voting for Trump. Interesting. All that dictatorship, all that oppression. I tell you what, I don't think Trump would ever did no shit like this. Trump would not have gave a damn about the $600 you got in your bank account. Like, that's crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing, though. That's the thing, Josh. Exclusivity is what it is, right? Let's talk about niggas for a second. You want to talk about niggas and shit they care about, people, shit they care about? The same reason why people kill each other over designer they can't afford. But people go buy this shit. Same reason why motherfuckers won't pay their rent to go buy some fucking merchandise or some shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, exclusivity. Exclusivity, right? And that's the funny thing. Niggas will beat each other up, kill each other, rob each other for designer fashion. You had the fashion designer say they don't even like niggas like that. I don't like these Negroes wearing my clothes. It looks distasteful. Think that shit stop niggas? No. Fucking T.I. gonna tell you, don't wear the shit for 3 months. We gonna show them. You don't wear that shit for 3 months, guess what? All people who truly can't afford gonna buy that shit up good. The niggas ain't fucking this one up, right? The niggas ain't got this one. They gonna keep buying that shit. Niggas don't keep none of this shit afloat. And that's the mentality. We got this spending power. We keep all this. No, you're liquid. that's what these people look at you like. Oh, they don't hold no money. They gonna spend that shit as soon as they get it. You know what I mean? That's what people look at it like. You know, there's no collectivism. There's no unified idea. That's why I say all this shit is corporate. The companies know all they gotta do is get a motherfucker to dance. Not like I'm a Samsung person, right? Love Samsung products. I think they're superior products. Like, away from all of everything else. I don't know if I want to buy any more Samsung products. Like, I keep seeing the same little Twitter commercial with this structurally fractured wrist black individual. I don't want to call it man. I might be misgendering. talking about clacking, and it's just like that's a turn off. That's a no thank you. Like I don't want to be a part of that brand. Like I don't want to even be identified as it. I'm not buying the clacky clack phone. But this is the shit you pushing and promoting. Like we're in a world where normal individuals are becoming ostracized for thinking for themselves. There's no way. Like to the point where I don't think. Like, I don't know, man. You'll find me one of them old Nokia phones with just a snake on it. It's just like the exclusivity is what they use right now. Like they're doing. So if you don't have XYZ, you can't do XYZ, and it's just, oh, exactly right. And so that's what it is. And when you have that, like I forgot who was it. It was a store, and I think in Hollywood or one of them stores in Cali or somewhere. Because I like sometimes I read little things about different businesses and stuff, and just their marketing techniques and things like that, right? But that's weird. Um, and they were talking about how they were doing their business was all right, but then when they like basically shut up, there might have been a wedding place, and basically when they made it to the point where it wasn't open for the public anymore, the only way that you could shop there was by appointment. And it would only be like one individual at a time had the whole store. They basically like their revenue went up, right? I was looking at there was a person who was talking about a business they were running during the pandemic, and what they did basically they couldn't afford to keep all of their employees on, and basically just have people in the brick and mortar store walking in and out. So basically, they went to a method of, uh, basically booking an appointment. And so the people would come in, they get all that attention. They were saying that basically the money went up, the overhead came down, um, and she did more business. I forgot how much her business went up. Like people, and then what that does too is it cuts out the fucking tire kickers. Basically, the people who are just wandering around, just want to look. They're never gonna shop. They're never gonna. They just want to put something on their vision board or type shit. Like, so you get those people out the way. Um, it's crazy. Still rocking the same panties from 8 years ago. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. um, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like it's a situation where especially with black folks, is when you say you can't have, then they're gonna go in overdrive to try to have. Like even if it's detrimental for them. Like if you tell them you're not allowed or you can't afford or you can, they gonna go loco to try to afford, to try to have, to try to get, to try to obtain. And it's crazy. There she is. How you doing, Miss K Grace? Revolution brought to you by Nike. You run exact. But niggas don't see it. Niggas don't see it. We'll sign Colin Kaepernick, and you know what? And here's the craziest thing. I did not realize that Colin Kaepernick's voice was so light. No pun intended. Until that commercial. I was like, that's that thing. Oh, get the fuck out of here. The guy with the white mom raised by the white family, um, one day decided to grow an afro, date some woke chick, and take a knee. And all of a sudden he's the new Malcolm X or he's the new Martin Luther King or, you know, coincidentally at the same time, it seems as though your career is not going in the trajectory that you thought it was. So, yeah, it is what it is. You said, what you said, 832 694 1337? You call? It didn't ring a ling a ling. School bell ring. Let me see. Make sure I missed it. Should be 832 694 1337. Should be the number. Get it. No, not 1137. I don't know who you gonna call. Ghostbusters 1337. It should be the last part should be one den. I'll be trying to put the name of the shit in the phone number. So like the sauce line has sauce in it, and then the den line has den in it. So there's that. uh So again, oh no, hey, get your money. But here, and that's my thing too. Is just like I don't even blame the people who are doing it. Right? You got to feed your family. You got to eat. If somebody's throwing the money at you, take it. Right? If you kind of already standing for that, or you're in that, it's not killing your message. I think it's niggas who ain't looking at the big picture. Like this is odd. Like I would love to know. Besides somebody calling him a name, what real oppression Colin Kaepernick went through. Because if being called a name is oppression these days, right? That we all oppressed by our own folks. Because niggas go harder on you than anybody. Like I said, you can't have a partner come to your house, you be washing, oh, look at this old clothes washing ass, oh ass nigga. Like you can't be niggas gonna call you anything. Niggas gonna get on your ass about any fucking thing. So because somebody comes, you mix niggas gonna call you somebody being mixed. Niggas get on each other. We get on each other then about light skin, dark skin shit. Like if that's name calling is the worst that you went through, that you weren't stopped or you were not prevented. There were no real hurdles or obstacles placed in front of you. You know because you were sensitive skinned. You couldn't get over a name. Other than that, man, miss me with that shit. You know what I'm saying? uh, so what Cartier? Better not go. Never mind, Cartier. You know what? You talking about some Gold Raiders? Don't call. I don't want to hear that shit. You gonna be in here sounding like Miss Meat. Rise up, rise up. Don't nobody want to hear that. Yeah. Oh, leave Lil Nas X out of this. That Well, here's the thing that killed me about that. They act like this the first gay nigga to ever make music. Bro, dude Frank Ocean been around forever. Freddie Mercury was out there a long time ago. Niggas been on some questionable shit. There's been some other artists that I would not be surprised. Some of them that we may be fans of. That may not just be as open about it, right? That nigga is not doing anything innovative, but just being extra gay with it. That's the only thing he's doing is just over gaying it. Like everybody else is gay and normal, right? Which fine, that's cool. Like it is what it is. Like he's trying to be a overly disrespectful. I want to make sure I pushed it to the farthest because people were mean to me and they told me I was gonna go to hell for being gay. So I'm going to hell and humped on the devil. All right, bro. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta do whatever you gotta do. Because in reality, that nigga was a one-hit wonder. And somebody told him, hey, get extra gay, a whole lot of money. Just push to live. Nigga shit. Like you had a taste of that fame, right? You had a taste of that success. Because if that was you, nigga, why didn't you do all that before Old Town Road? If that's how gay you were, if that's how overly flamboyant you were, why you ain't do that shit? Niggas been doing that shit. This motherfuckers that's broke as hell, gay as shit. So why didn't you start doing that when you were making me? Why didn't you come out as the big pink gay cow? That ain't who the fuck he is. He's probably gay, probably, maybe. I don't know. I'm sure he's dead. If he wasn't, he is now. But it's like Pac started looking a little light. Clear these samples, gotta do these deeds. Sure they say, hey, you wanna be in the industry? Let me come talk to you behind this curtain. And if he wasn't gay before, he's surely gay now. So there's that. Since that doesn't mean that it's rich or moral. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely he's I never even got wrists of jello. Motherfucker just flopping around. They can't even write his name. Fucking wrist just out of there. Um yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who, the New Kids on the Block singer? Was that the I don't know. Because I'm gonna beat and said they had like all them boy bands, all them motherfuckers look the same. Was it New Kids on the Block? Or I'm thinking NSYNC maybe. It's like they had a bunch of New Kids on the Block, NSYNC, O Town. What was the other one? Who was it? It was like was it New Kids on the Block and NSYNC? Were the two groups? I remember it was like NSYNC and some other group at the fucking same time. You know what I'm saying? Uh, did y'all? I was in the fucking. Y'all know there's a new Doogie Howser, but it's not Doogie Howser. This is how pathetic we are. So this one I can't wait. I don't watch television. I don't. I ain't gonna lie to you. Little lady be watching some stuff on Netflix, right? And it was this show. I went in there and I was wondering, what is this bullshit she watching? It's like Untold or something, right? And it's funny because she was like, I think they got one of Bruce Jenner, and she's like, nah, I ain't gonna watch that one. But it was like this one of this fucking hockey team, Trashers or something like that. Dog, some people are just meant to tell stories. And that was actually like a really, really good, a really good one. But yeah, no, it's not the point. It's Doogie Howser, but it's like a Hawaiian chick now. So it's like Doogie Makalakalena. You know what I'm saying? Like that's basically what it is. Doogie Makalakalena MD. She's a girl genius. At 14, she's a doctor. Like, y'all trash. But I blame people. I blame people for not. They're gonna watch. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna watch, and that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna watch. Like Hollywood's not gonna take any risks. They're just gonna revive shit, and there's gonna be them old lazy motherfuckers who are like, oh, I used to watch Doogie Howser as a kid. Me and my kid, we can watch this. Oh, that's just like the old show. And they're gonna watch. Why? Because the other shit is trash. People are not gonna get up, get out, and go do anything. They're going to consume, especially now that half the country is afraid to leave the house because of the thing. Right. People are not going to make an effort, right? They're just going to take it, right? So this is where they are. The Quan answer, that would be funny though. Straight from the streets of Chicago. He dodged. What is this? He dodged a life of crime to save lives on time in the local ER. And not only is he a young doctor, he's got a platinum rap album. Now he must find time between his job saving lives and writing dope rhymes. I don't put it past niggas. I don't put it past anybody to do anything. This is where I'm at in life. I don't put it past anybody to do anything. Like they gonna sell you whatever. You gonna watch it, they gonna sell that shit to you. And people are gonna watch it. At least the first episode to see what happens, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, you know what? I can't remember what channel that is. I was watching that shit last time I went and visited my mom. It was actually pretty cool. The fucking what is the old game show channel called? Where they do nothing but all the old game shows, and you really realize like all the new shit is just a rip off of all the old fucking game shows. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. Is it Game Show Network? Where they show like it was like an old game where they used to like flip cards. And they had to move so many spaces. They had to like the over or under of the next card. Like to move to the next card is like, I think it's gonna be over this or under that. And if they got it right, they move back. They move forward. If they didn't, they move back and shit. That's Game Show Network. Okay. I guess that makes sense. I like the old game. They used to be excited to be on that motherfucker. You're gonna win a $10 phone. That was expensive back then. Though. You know what I'm saying? That shit used to be expensive. The motherfucker fucking old dial-up phone, fucking rotary phone and shit. But be like, it'd be excited. You're gonna get some new sponges. What? Oh my god! I love these sponges. Like people used to be excited for that shit. That used to be my shit. No whammy. What was that? Fuck, what's the name of that show? No whammy. No whammy. No whammy. And the fucking little red thing would come out. Damn. I used to watch that shit when I was young. But yeah, that shit used to be live. Double Dare was live. Mark Summers was a questionable character. Yeah, straight up. Winning Turtle Wax. Fucking when they used to get them hoe ass vacations on The Price is Right. When old buddy wasn't on there no more, it was a wrap. It was over with. We all know Jeopardy ain't gonna ever be the same again. They got perverts running Jeopardy and shit. So we just talking. We've gone everywhere. we we in the old game shows now. It's definitely in the den. We start off on one thing. We just go where the flow takes us. Sometimes. Uh, no, like that shit used to be the shit. Um, that fucking shit where you got to guess. They had the motherfuckers guessing the fucking was the $25,000 pyramid or some shit like that. It might be too much. Maybe like $25 back then. But they used to have to fucking guess the damn word without saying that shit. Let's talk about love connection, right? I don't think you could have love connection these days. Like, could you imagine that shit? It would be terrible. It would be the worst show. Well, Chuck, they was trying to fuck, but she just stayed on her phone all night, so I wasn't with it. So, I got on Tinder. I matched. What is it? I don't know how the Tinder works. Swiped right and had me a better night. I left her at the restaurant. Left her with the bill. So, do y'all think? And see, you know what? No. No, no. Love connection might be dope. Love connection. They could bring love connection back. It wouldn't work. Like, nobody would really be in love. But, like, could you imagine how many people would watch if it was Love Connection Live, right? Oh, back in 2 and 2. Could you imagine if they redid Love Connection but brought back like Love Connection Live and let people vote from home? Like, so imagine all the time you used to watch Love Connection, you'd be like, hey, be or whatever how they used to fucking do it. And then you be in there, motherfucker, you could actually vote from home. Like, they gave you like a little voting window. Like, that might be one of the highest rated shows going on right now. I know Hollywood, if you listen in, y'all need to cut the check. Because as much as people watch The Bachelor and they watch American Idol and all that other shit, if they did that shit live, right? Brainstorm here. I need to stop talking. All I'm saying is if they did the Love Connection live, it would be one of the most entertaining shows on television right now. Skip dinner, yeah. It would be dope, but gay. Yeah, you ain't lying. They would like they see. Yeah, that's the thing though. Like if they did it nowadays, they'd be entertaining like everybody. It'd be a bunch of like, oh, they'd be having all kind of peoples on there. All these weird videos that we'd be watching. Oh, I'm a apple sexual. Yeah, I get aroused by apples. Granny Smiths get me the most riled up. But those goddamn gala apples, they really do it for me, Chuck. They'd have all kind of weirdos on there and motherfuckers, so they'd have to entertain all the sexualities. It'd be like pride, love, connection, and shit. So I don't know. That might hinder it, right? But I don't know. I got an idea though. I got a I got a damn good idea. I gotta figure out how I can make that work. I mean, I know I could. Yeah. Anyway, um, definitely. Yeah, they motherfuckers do be teaching kindergarten. It's like Love Island, but if you get pregnant, you win. I've never seen Love Island. I've never seen that one. It was 10,000, 25,000, $1 million pyramid. Adventures of Pete and Pete. Is that when the little nigga had the tattoo on his arm? And he had like the chick die. I thought that was so. That little kid's living dangerous. Oh man, Daddy's a drag queen. It's about I thought that was so neat of him, Chuck. He was just so brave. When you read books to the kids, I thought that was really sweet. And his makeup was better than mine, so I figured we go out on the second date and he could show me how to do his contour. Like, yeah. No, this is where we. It's like this is why I say, man. Like, I tend to just laugh at shit, right? You just gotta laugh, like, because honestly, if you take this shit too serious, like, you get an aneurysm. It's it's going down, but this is why I like to think because you just find like-minded folks, and everybody here is not of the same belief, but that's cool, right? We talk a little shit to each other. We go back to living our lives, and we just speak our minds. That's how the world should be. Like, it sucks. Like, I don't know if y'all ever watched old political debates, right? And one, they were way more intelligent. Like, people in politics back then were significantly more intelligent than the politicians we have now. That's one. Because they would like insult each other in the politest way, but they would still be cool, right? Even though they may like really be disagreeing on some shit and they're having like a real solid debate and it's informative and all that good shit. But then they'll just say something like slick, you know, in an educated manner. Like, I don't know, just some off the wall shit. But like not rude, not cause not your mom was a monkey or type shit. And they would just say, well, if some of maybe a motherfucker lacking knowledge somehow. And everybody laugh and chuckle at it, and then the motherfucker retort something, and they would just be like, hey, it's all peaches and cream. You go back to doing what you're doing. Now it's Jerry Springer. Now it's like throw some pie at each other, and somewhere strippers gonna come out and rub Jerry's face in her tits, and then fucking, I didn't know that was a man, Jerry. And it's some crazy. This is where we are now, right? Because you got who was the dude, since we're talking about black conservatives? Why? Speaking of black conservatives, right? I'm bringing this full circle somehow. Why? And this is what I'm talking about with black folks. Like, they'll put up, I guess what you could assume are straight black women. A lot of the black women they put up, talk about how oppressed they are, and then they date white guys, or a lot of the POC ones, right? So it's like, what do you mean you're oppressed? Are you like in a race play or something? But why is it? And this is like my big beef with the left, Democrats. We're just talking about it. Why is it always a super gay dude that they put to the forefront? Like, where are the straight black Democratic representatives? That one dude, he was allegedly married. He's in there fucking with the gay prostitute, doing meth and shit. Niggas don't do meth. When did niggas start doing meth? This nigga's definitely not one of them. Niggas doing meth and having gay orgies in the room, killing prostitute, gay prostitute. Like, I could understand if it was a female prostitute that you off. That happens from time to time, accidentally. But you in there doing weird shit? Like, come on, bro, I was just drinking a couple of beers. I was asked out. I came here for a wedding. Like, that crazy shit, man. What a weird thing. There's many Mexican. I was wondering where you've been. Speaking of race play, then Shannon Jones shows up. How funny is that, right? Man, I'm telling y'all, look, if you're in the Discord and y'all want to bring back Sunday Night Confessions, y'all got to get Memphis to call in and share one of his stories. Okay? That's the thing. Because I want to bring back Sunday Night Confessions. Sunday Night Confessions used to be very, very entertaining. I know a particular lady in here whose name I won't say, but it's good to see her back, has had some great stories that they've shared. What? You say the apples and what? Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. Apples and sausages. That's awful. It was a mermaid tattoo? C-SPAN? Yeah. So I feel like black Americans have made the Democrat Party part of their identity after the civil rights movement. If you ain't one of those politically different, that's absolutely. And that's crazy, right? And again, I think if you would look at civil rights then and now, and I think the left has moved so much further left. You know what I mean? It just, they would be anti any of those people. Like they probably for you all those people, who marched, Selma, boycotted buses, any of those things. I probably think MLK was like, they said he got used to like to get his freak on, so they definitely would have canceled him. It's a fucking misogynist, man. Fucking MLK. He's straight and he's a misogynist. He's a goddamn Republican. You know. They'd have definitely canceled his ass. Home movies on adults. I meant the other day when we were talking TV shows. I forgot to. Home movies on Adult Swim was probably one of the most underrated TV shows. One of the best cartoons. One of the best cartoons, right? Very, very no. Oh my God. Oh. Oh. Oh, snap. Oh, tell me it ain't so. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm back. Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. I read it. Oh. Oh. Believe it. 110%. We, we already knew some things, bro. Now, look, I'll tell you one thing. I like to think of myself as a decent judge of character. I like to I observe behaviors. You know what I mean? I'm very particular about people I associate with, especially in the physical realm, right? Because then you definitely get a good view of body language and things of that nature. I'm not surprised in the slightest. Oh my God. Well, oh, oh. I don't think any of the men of the den be slightly surprised if you've been in the den Discord. See, Sandy, you be trying to catch me while I'm slick. No, I wasn't even paying attention. Trying to get a free fight. Whew. Hmm. Bro, this ain't Soft Sports, goddamn. I apologize for that, y'all. There was something. That was. Welcome to the Den. I'm your host, Ed Honcho. In the Den, we like to talk about a variety of things. We talk about life, politics. We like to have fun. We like to shoot a lot of shit. Just had to hit the reset button on that one. Den is a wonderful place. It's an amazing place. It's an awesome place. I invite you all to feel comfortable, feel welcome in the Den. I love it. I personally love the Den. It's my favorite place on the planet. Um, I'm gonna steal your pistachio, Shannon. So you watch out. Um, but Home Movies was a great cartoon. Severely underappreciated, right? And all I'm saying is it still holds weight. It's great. What was it? What was it? It was Jason, and his mom was like a single mom, and she was going through it. and I think they had the little baby. Coach McGurk might be. Coach McGurk was the other Archer character. I think I think Coach McGurk's the same dude that did Archer and Bob. That's why he's the host is evil on occasion. But like I said, the den is a place like honestly where you're just supposed to let it loose, like because the world can be so frustrating, can be so stressful. We'll talk about things in here, but ultimately, this is a place where you're supposed to be able to decompress, speak freely, and honestly, or as honestly as the platform will let you in the chat, or if you call in. You know, I'm a firm believer in free speech. Man, there's been some times in this. There's just been some times in the den. If you're newer to it, I can't even explain. Just stick around. We're getting back to the good stuff. I love it. I do, because it's just you just never know what to expect. Um, is it not calling in? Why is it not? Let me see something. So I'm not seeing any calls. I'm on. Oh, my bad, y'all. If you tried to call, my bad. I had it on the sauce line number. My bad. So there's probably people trying to call in, and I ain't even. My bad, y'all. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den? I just figured nobody was calling. I was like, well, shit. I guess ain't nobody gonna call tonight. Make sure I got the thing right. Who we got called into the den this evening?
I got something to say real quick. This is Dan.
All right, Dan, the motherfucking man with the plan. How you doing this evening, Mr. Dan?
What's up, man? Now I don't know about this Met Gala foolishness. So, could you update me real quick? Because I have one phrase that'll just answer why people care about that.
I'll be honest. Like, I really don't even know what like the premise of it is. I just know it happens every year, and everybody gets all fancy and really questionably dressed. And all I know is that Tiffany Haddish brought chicken last year, fried chicken in her purse.
Oh Lord, I remember that now. See, and that's what I'm leading into right now. This is what it is. And I heard this years ago. It didn't make sense, but it's making way more sense now. A nigga's only goal in life is to be seen. That's it. That's it. That's it. Never mind the foundation of something. You know, I mean, and you have every right to want to do that. But a lot of people are sacrificing financial stability, family relationships, because doing wild shit to get this money, risking getting a football jersey in terms of prison time. I mean, all type of shit just to be seen. And there are some benefits to that. You might have more respect from dudes around the neighborhoods, and then you might have some females that will fuck you for that. Now, yeah, I do it too if I had the motherfucking money. Shit. But after a while, you got to grow out of that shit. Being a 55-year-old man in the club trying to holler these young girls, you know. I mean, if you got to do it. I mean, who am I to judge? I'm just some nigga on YouTube.
Yes.
But I'm not even on YouTube. I'm calling a nigga on YouTube. There you go. You know, and so that makes me like double less of a nigga, honestly, to voice an opinion. But I appreciate you allowing me to call and voice my opinion. And how you doing, Miss Grace? How you doing, Shannon? How you doing, Miss Bell?
Man,
Lockbird, what's up, man?
You brought up a wonderful point, man, because we see it time and time again. What was it? Was it the All-Star Weekend earlier this year, I believe, or whatever? Where bitches were in the U-Haul. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't afford to go. Can't get a decent car, rental car, can't get a hotel. These bitches were famous because they were hopping out of a U-Haul van all over. I want to say it was Atlanta. And there goes, man, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, I got my glasses. I think I left them in the car locked, so I don't know where my glasses are. I have them sometimes. Sometimes I forget them. I put them on when it gets bad. But yeah, but just to be seen, why? Hey, there's attention there. Let me go get some. Let me risk it all. And I know once you go over a certain amount of miles, and they probably scammed somebody's car. They was like, fuck, we gonna. They probably had an old sugar daddy. Probably scammed his car, got a U-Haul because that's the easiest shit to get. And then they done drove this motherfucker all over Atlanta. Because once you start going up, it's like what, 20-something cents a mile. So I know they went over them miles. They didn't spend buku bucks on the U-Haul, and it's like I bet they loved it though because they became social media famous. So they probably thought that shit was cool, even though everybody was clowning their motherfucking ass. The motherfuckers had all that. They was at the gas station, at the club, at the this, at that, hopping out. I think they were changing that motherfucker. Like, what the fuck? Like, but yeah, like you said, niggas is just to be seen. I know motherfuckers who go spend their last just to go look like they doing something somewhere where the attention's supposed to be just to say they was there. They ain't do nothing, you know?
Yeah. A lot of people have fame and infamy mixed up. Fame, at the least, is 15 minutes. Infamy could be your lifetime. And that's what that is. And they're infamous for that fuckery. Yeah, the GoFundMe girl who tricked out, well, I won't say she tricked, I know she did with the money in Atlanta or wherever she was stuck at in All-Star Weekend. They're trying to get a baller. They're trying to, get the bag, as they say, trying to get some dude look like you have money to run up in them raw and lock him down with a baby. That's what it is, bro. This is a career choice for some of these women. This is amazing. Shout out to Man Up. What's up, man? And there's something else. So on the that's funny though. So yeah, just Megillah, just more dumb foolishness, and about the whole being seen thing, and like things about like actual like stuff that like us like as Black people could produce compared to stuff that like some other people produce and we eat up wholeheartedly. So this has happened about a few years ago. There was a movie called Birth of a Nation about I think the Nat Turner revolts, I think, if I'm correct. And it was directed, I think, produced by a Black guy. 2016 I think that's what it was called. Yeah, Nate Parker, his directorial debut. This is about the Nat Turner revolts and all that good stuff. And that movie lost money, if I'm correct. I'm on Wikipedia right now. Actually, well, okay, it made $8.5 million budget, 60.8 million gross. So yep. Wasn't produced and directed by Nate Parker. Also stars in Nat Turner. So he put the team on his back, bro. This movie, it lost money initially. However, at the same time, there was another movie that came out right around the same time, which had a mostly Black cast and made millions of dollars. You know what the movie was, my G?
Well, tell me it was the world's greatest action hero movie.
Black Panther.
Good grief. So,
yeah, man. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. What can you do?
The niggas was going crazy. Niggas convinced me to go watch Black Panther. Niggas was going crazy over it. Man, it's the greatest movie ever. This is the movie we Black people, we finna. Man, I went and seen it. Dog. Me and the family went to go see it. Matter of fact, we went to like one of the little places where you can eat and watch the movie. Dog. The food was better than the movie. That was a damn good mushroom burger. I was like, it was
actually,
cool.
You know what?
What's that?
Oh, my bad. Here's my okay. I was wrong about the year. So 2016 was the Birth of a Nation. Black Panther 2018. So I have to correct myself on that. I like to correct myself if I'm wrong. But the fact that look, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee made Black Panther. This is like two Jews who made like one of the biggest grossing movies about Black empowerment ever, but movies about like actual history. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit. I think that's the point I was trying to get at. This man produced and directed it. He was starred in it. That barely made his money back. Shannon, I do know it's a superhero film, but it's a fallacy,
But the fact, to go with your point, though,
Shannon, I understand.
No, but to go with your point, though, is that when have you seen any other superhero movie that Black people were that adamant about? Niggas was wearing kente cloths and shit, dashikis and shit to the motherfucking movie, dog. Like, niggas thought Black Panther was coming back like Jesus or something. I don't know. Like, they just thought that like, it was gonna set everybody free. Like, and I saw a completely different story in Black Panther than what everybody else. Everybody's about Black unity. I saw Africans do not fuck with American niggas. That's what the story told me. Like, I'm like, them niggas Africans like, fuck them Americans. We don't want to fuck with them. And the American go over there start fucking shit up. You know what I'm saying? Nigga over there felt entitled to some shit. That's what I thought. The American nigga went over there feeling entitled, started fucking some shit up. And then, there we go. But everybody else felt like it was going to be the revolution. We was going to get niggas start Wakanda forever. That's what I'm saying. And I'm glad you said it because that's what I talk about. Black culture is corporate. That shit it turned into black culture. Niggas Wakanda forever each other. Like, nigga, that's a fucking movie.
You know what? I think they're going to hopefully find some vibranium in Atlanta, and that would be the new basis of motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what to say about that. But, yeah, it's more entertainment than, actual Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about that, because I think one movie, what's it called? Schindler's List. That was about a historical event that was tragic, and that movie is an amazing movie. Now, I didn't see Birth of a Nation, and I didn't even really see Black Panther either, so I can't really speak intelligently on the qualities of both movies. I think they both got good ratings, in that sense. But yeah, they are different. One's an historical drama, and one's a action superhero movie, all that shit. So it is what it is, man. It's just more entertainment. We love entertainment, man. Love entertainment, love the facade, love the outer appearance of things. But as for the subject matter, why do Black Americans hate Black conservatives? I was doing a bit of research actually before I called in. So I was looking up some of the main issues. Now, I've mentioned there's a whole issue of the party switching. I put a video up a few months ago by Carol Swain. She's a political analyst, a Black woman from the South. And there's this whole thing about the party switching. All the racists became Republicans. There were literally only 2 senators that were Democrats that went Republican, because Democrats were catering towards the Black people with the quote-unquote Great Society. One of them was Strom Thurmond. I can't remember the other one, but I'm pretty sure he was one of those Dixiecrats too. There's only 2 that went. Those dudes, at least those, actually, I can't say Strom Thurmond's about that life, because he's talking all this shit about segregation and white purity, but he impregnated a Black woman. So he's full of shit too. Yeah, remember that? Yeah, Strom Thurmond, yeah. Yeah, he got a Black love child. Fuck nigga, fuck him. He's a fuck boy. Fuck him. And guess what? Strom Thurmond's running buddies with some of the people we see in Congress and in the White House now. Straight up. Oh, Me Too hitting that turn. Oh, okay, that's what happened. Okay, that explains that. That explains that entire situation right there. God bless Me Too. But one more thing. So, on the subject of one of the main issues that a lot of Black Americans had with conservatives was the idea of the conservatives were the main ones who pushed for the crack cocaine epidemic, sentencing, the sentencing disparities, all that stuff. Here's the thing, though. So I have a Washington Post article. Now, we all know about the 1994 crime bill, signed in by the Democrats and, the Democratic Black Caucus or Congressional Black Caucus. They all signed up for it. However, there was an issue before then when crack first started popping up back in 1986. There was a bill that was signed in by the Republican Republican President Reagan at the time, which set to, let me read this correctly. I'll make sure I read this correctly. I quote my sources. It's set to, let's see, new funding for drug treatment programs and stricter penalties for drug offenses, overwhelmingly with the support of most Black lawmakers, signed into law by Ronald Reagan. However, there was a 44-year-old Democratic senator from Delaware who slid in a little provision which made the powder and rock form of cocaine sentencing different. You know who that man was?
Couldn't have been our favorite.
Chairman Biden. What's up?
No, couldn't be.
Yeah, Joe Biden. Yeah, back in 1986. I mean, God, it's a shocker. Yeah. Yeah, Joe Biden, Jim Crow Joe, the big guy who gets the 10%. Yeah, so he slid this in, and it treated crack cocaine as worse than powder cocaine. That was Joe Biden. And yeah, so that was 1986. And in 1994, he was one of the main dudes that 10, 20-minute tirade of him saying how he didn't want his mother hit over head by one of these delinquents out here. He don't care how it happened, he just wants them gone. That was the same dude. And you know what? Me and Miss Chris were talking one day. We're like, yeah, I mean, now she was obviously an adult. I was a child back then, but a lot of them dudes was on some other shit back then. So maybe he had a point. I mean, he was the last person to admit that he had faulty judgment in that bill. Bill Clinton recanted his involvement in it. The Congressional Black Caucus recanted their involvement in it. The only time that he recanted his involvement in it when he was running for president. It's the only time, because he wanted to get it to the woke left. That's it. He loves that bill, bro. That's his baby. He loves that bill more than his foot job getting crackhead son. Straight up.
Oh, yeah, he's still bringing.
So look, Joe Biden has been hitting us over the head for decades, and I said that in the previous call, and I meant that shit. So there you go. So you can't blame the Republicans for that. That one falls on Joe for the most part, and it is what it is. But I mean, hey, Jim Crow Joe knows the Negro. I've said that before too. Yeah. So he got you, mainly you Black woman, from what I'm hearing, from what y'all are boasting on social media about. He got y'all to get him in the White House, man. So this is the fruits of your labor. I hope you enjoy. God bless you. Now, as for Black conservatives, my own personal experience, I wasn't a conservative initially. My parents, they were hardworking people. They taught me how to be a hardworking person, but they were Democrats. They were Democrats. Yeah, blacks for Biden, Mike. Hey, blacks for Biden. There you go. There you go, Mike. Well, what's up, man? My parents are hardworking. My dad busted his ass in the shipyards for years, started his own business twice. And my mom, she would hustle. And anytime I hustle like on the streets moving a pack, I'm talking about hustling like fucking flea markets, yard sales. She did everything, man. Everything. And she became an RN. You know, we helped her study. We used to watch ER on Thursdays and help my mom study for RN exams. It was awesome. I love doing it. It was a Thursday we had to study mom and watch ER at the same time. Yeah. I was doing that back in elementary school. So I knew about the human body a lot more than these other kids. It was crazy. But, you know, I saw these people growing up. But we're all still like, you know, liberal, Democrats, all that stuff, you know, and all that good shit. But I don't know when it happened. I guess it was kind of a, you know, the way my own people treated me when I was a kid. You know, you're a white boy. You ain't black. I just catch assholes for answering questions in class because I wanted to learn. Yeah. Now, for a while, I found myself comfortable around white people more because black people roast the shit out of me. Straight up, dudes, chicks, didn't matter. I just get roasted on. Just straight up. Maybe I had it coming. I don't know. I mean, I was a nerd, a lame, all that shit. I mean, but you know. I don't know. I didn't know what I did wrong, really. I don't know if I did anything wrong, but that don't matter. You know, look, anybody can get it. Fuck everybody. That's how it is. If you ain't, you just show it. That's it. But I thought this would stop in middle school and started elementary school. It stopped in high school too. No, and went on in college. You know, because all inferiority complex. Yeah, probably. I agree. Shit. I mean, well, people have been beating you down for years. What do you expect? How it's gonna affect their psyche? What do you expect? So yeah, I probably have an inferiority complex. I accept that. I'll be honest with myself and everyone else about myself. I don't mind. But then when you experience the shit in college and in the military, it's like after a while you're like, look, majority of the time my own people shit on me. Oh, I'm sorry, DeWanda. I appreciate it. My bad, DeWanda. My bad. I apologize. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, but it gave me inferiority complex. Yeah, I'll admit that, definitely. Especially for my own people. Like, when you've been beat down for years by your own people, it's like, so what am I doing wrong? But then I realized just by me talking the way I sound and the way I speak, I'm a coon. I'm a house nigger. There's actually a dude in the Navy called me like petty officer house nigger. And this Puerto Rican dude who was my chief, he thought it was funny. Really? It got to the point where I told him, look, I'm going to go to my supervisor because y'all disrespected me. It shouldn't have to come to that. Because I gave, look, you're in the military, I gave you respect. I didn't care what branch you were, all sorts of shit. Your rank you were, I gave respect as a human being. Now, if you prove to me you're a fuckboy or some ain't shit woman, then that's a different story. You know, and I try to respect some of these dudes' ranks, some of these females' ranks, even though there's some of those scummiest fucking people. Oh, Lord. But back to conservatism. So it's just weird because then with the onset of like all the YouTube stuff, but I could see different videos and stuff like that of different things, like, you know, like, and I'll be honest, Tommy Sotomayor, when he first came out, he started like talking about like how some crazy some of these black women did, and I didn't really notice that, you know, but I started seeing a lot of these fights in these hood rats, you know, World Star, and that's one thing. And then there's another gentleman, David Carroll, he was another black YouTuber. I think he's still around. He might not be on YouTube as much, but he was talking about just like kind of some of the dysfunction in the black community and how it's ignored and not looked at. And these are more conservative views. They're both more conservatives of anything. And that started opening my mind to that. And I always start questioning stuff like especially during like 2016, the Trayvon Martin, 2012 really, the whole Trayvon Martin incident and all that. Actually, yeah, 2012, yeah, Trayvon Martin. And I started seeing all these riots happen and all sorts of stuff. And I see like, so we protest and we fight, we cry, we beg, we're angry about what happened to this one young man, which is a tragedy. It shouldn't have happened, in my humble opinion. But when Hadia Pendleton was shot at a bus stop to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, the only reason that the Obama said something about that was because Hadia Pendleton was at, I think, his inauguration. When Darren Albert got beaten in the head, beaten to death on camera, this was on World Star. He was a young college kid, a young kid in middle school, I think, and he got beat in the head to death by another young black man. There were crickets about it. When Bobby Tillman just happened to walk across some chick slapping a dude, and 4 dudes stomped him out because they didn't want to hit a woman. These are all young black men stomped another young black man to death. When Tyshawn Lee had his fucking finger blown off and shot in the chest multiple times because his father was in the gang. Crickets. You heard more about his mother flossing the GoFundMe money buying a new car instead of moving the hell out of Chicago. This is my thing. Like, we're not vocal about these tragedies that happen in our community all the time. What happens is you have someone release a bunch of balloons. You have some preacher, we shall overcome. We need to calm down. We need to stop this. We need to get all these guns off the streets. And then that's it. When Destiny Harrison, a black business owner, was robbed and then a few weeks later was murdered in her own place of business where her daughter was in there and there were witnesses, and to this day they don't know who killed her, or no one's going to tell her who killed her, you don't hear shit about it. You'll see local news reporting, you'll see some conservative YouTubers, mostly black people, talk about how tragic the case was and how it's just repeated. It's like, black business owners got to be careful out here, man. Correct. And being a proper business, that's conservative attitude, being certain. Like, to be in a functional business owner, you have to be careful about your money. You have to, make sure you get your accounting right. You can't be out here flossing money and taking your proceeds and bring it in your pocket and put it back in your business. And that's and being responsible. That's conservative value. You're not waiting on the government for a check. That's Democrat shit. That's that DNC, stranglehold, man. And that's what really set me off. Just the hypocrisy of when a white cop kills one of us, we got to get a bill passed, got to do all this shit. But when we have wholesale murders of children, grandparents, community activists, it's crickets. You see a few people talk about it outside of local news of that area that happened at. And it's like, what's going on here? And when I used to put this shit on Facebook about, look, more riots, this kid got killed, I'd have black people telling me, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You ain't from there. You don't get to talk about it.
Yeah, that's what niggas I want to tell you to be quiet about some shit when there's niggas. Are you familiar with Leonidas Johnson?
Who?
Leonidas Johnson.
I don't think I am. I haven't heard the guy.
He's a gentleman. He's on Twitter. I want to say he's a writer, but he has a ongoing thread that he's been doing. I want to say started actually this year, maybe started in the middle of last year, and he keeps track of all basically the child deaths that have happened through gun violence and things like that. And I think he's at 50 or 60 something. And it's just like the things that nobody's talking about. But again, you know who the perpetrators are, you know who the cause is, why nobody's talking about it. It's a similar thing, like I said, with the young girl that happened. I keep forgetting the name, and I feel bad about that. But when it was the white guy in the red truck, everybody and their mama was on the hunt looking for him. But it turned out to be some niggas that the mama was at the club with, or that they knew was on Facebook with, or whatever. Then everything, came to a grinding halt. Sean King ain't pay out no money. Nobody was going to the funeral. Like, everything just stopped. The energy that was around it stopped. And it's like, that's, I think, when it had one, that one might have been what was a real eye opener to me. Because, like I said, with that being local, and just like, wait, everybody was up in arms. Everybody was how this racist white man, and then when I say cricket silence, everything stopped when they found out it was some niggas. But you had a couple people saying, "Oh no, they just trying to press some charges on somebody." Just for, like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, it baffles me. That's why I say, man, that shit don't matter. This shit is a ploy. That's why I say we operate so much more emotionally than logically, and it's sad, man. It's a very sad state of affairs.
Yeah. That's insane. I could list off a few more of these names, but what's the point? Because no one cares. That's what really set me off. And I remember there was a gentleman I knew a few years ago named Travis. He was a white dude. He was a Republican. Like I said, Bush, who the media's kissing Bush's ass now because he called out these racist MAGA Republicans. They're the worst threat to our democracy. Now the Washington Post, I got the article from, now they love Bush. And he makes up, oh my God, they said Bush made up. He shows people what a Republican's supposed to be. Bush, that guy who got us in Iraq and kept us in Afghanistan, and Obama continued it. Trump was the guy trying to get us out. But what we saw, that ended up because they basically shit on Trump's plan. And Taliban said, okay, y'all see I can get out this time? No, fuck that. We gonna choose the date this time. Fuck that. So yeah, they said that Bush, this dude, was the fucking. I lost track of what I was talking about. My man Travis. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm ADD, man. I'm ADD, bro. I'm ADD.
I'm gonna say.
Okay, so Travis, a white dude put me on Thomas Sowell. How fucking crazy is that? A white dude put me on Thomas Sowell and Walter Williams. That's insane. It should have been a black person tell me that shit. I'm sad about that, but I'm glad he did, though. I remember years later when I joined the military, I was like, Travis Singh put me on about this dude. I've been watching his videos, reading some of his stuff, and it's like, wow, it's like this man's nailing down a lot of the issues that great society, which essentially, I don't want to say legitimized, it incentivized bad behavior. And when you incentivize bad behavior, you get more bad behavior, such as these single parent households. And that's one of the biggest factors. Your favorite biracial president, Barack Obama himself, and my favorite broadcaster, Don Lemon, they both said it. Both said that black fatherhood is one of the reasons for all this chaos in our community. They both said that shit. Of course, leave the black woman out of that conversation, but I saw that coming. And I love black women, and so just y'all calm down. But people got to get caught up for their bullshit. It is what it is. So it's like, so y'all both called this out, but like a lot of this stuff started with the whole liberalism, and the black community has been mostly conservative with the Christian. Majority of black people are Christian. That's more of a conservative policy. A lot of them more about family structure and households. That's more conservative policy. A lot more about self-reliant business ownership. That was more conservative policy. Black Wall Street, shit like that. But that Great Society happened, and then I don't think there's any turning back. Thank you, Ms. Gris. I appreciate that. Yeah, Bush is a fucking piece of shit. I don't know, and now the media's kissing his ass because he called out these racist MAGA Republicans, and some of these people are quitting January the 6th to September the 11th. I swear to fucking Christ, I'm fucking done.
I've been saying that shit. That shit blows my mind. I hate to say it. It's just so much worse. Yeah, more people died, but it was America. Like, you had a bunch of goofballs running around, tripping over their own feet, and you took one loss of life, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
but you're talking about thousands of people dying in the way. You're talking about not just the thousands of people that died in the immediate event. There are people who have been suffering, first responders who've been suffering for years, still dying, still sick, not getting treatment from the government, that have lost their lives along the way. Y'all gotta miss me with that. Like, people just want to say shit nowadays because you don't have to be accountable for anything you say anymore. You can just say shit and it's okay.
Yeah. And what's another guy? Brian Seltzer, this egghead cocksucker. This is how much his head's up his ass. So he put out a tweet saying that, Bush, light-skinned Bush, that was Obama. Yeah, he kept Guantanamo open. He got us into Syria at that point. Hey, shout out to Mike, man. Mike, you the realest nigga in America right now. Mike, I love you, man. But so here's the thing. So what was I about to say? See, I saw Mike coming. I lost my train of thought. Thank you very much, Mike. I don't know, man. I'm just a lot of lost words for the.
You're talking about you said Brian Seltzer?
Oh yeah, Brian Seltzer had a tweet saying that journalists were leading America at the time during this tragedy. We were the leaders for the American people. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what he said. And he got roasted in the Twitter comments. Like, this is how much your head's up your ass. Like, this is a bad take.
There are no journalists anymore. There are no journalists anymore. There's just opinion. Everything's opinion pieces. There's no real fact checking. There's no real, because a lot of things have been said, and it's super funny when only one side gets fact checked, right? And then, when it's true, and they say, oh, well, it needs to be taken with context. Well, what are you talking about? Like, it's crazy. What is the one? Did you see the one that they were talking about? I think, of course, NYT, New York Times, talking about the unsubstantiated article of what's the damn dope fiend's name? The president's son. Goddamn. I can't even think.
George Floyd?
No. The current one, the guy in office now. What's his fucking son's name? It's his dope fiend's son. I'm talking about fucking selling the fake art and shit. What's his damn Hunter? Yeah, Hunter. Talking about it was saying that it's unsubstantiated. That so it was okay for them to block that article that was going around, around election time.
Dog, that is some of the most egregious bullshit. Only person that posted that was the New York Post. The only motherfuckers that went that far was New York Post. They ain't going that far. It's not like they stole this man's laptop. This dude left it at a pawn shop or a laptop repair shop, and there's a policy at the laptop repair shop saying, hey, if you leave it here for 90 days, it becomes the property of the pawn shop. And I'm not any political party. I think they're both bought and sold. Here's the thing about it, though. So he left there for 90 days, and from what the owner of the shop said, he was in an extremely inebriated state when he left it there. So he probably fucking forgot about it. He's fucking rich. He can buy another laptop. He can buy some blow to do up the laptop. I mean, fuck it. Which I'm sure he's done. Oh, I've seen pictures. I know he's done that. Actually, I've seen pictures of that. This guy's he's a degenerate. Jesus Christ. But so when he left it there, it became popular to the shop, and the shop it first turned it into the CIA or the FBI, and they said, "Don't tell nobody about this," or whatever they said. I'm surprised the guy didn't end up dead. And then he thought they'd do something about it. They didn't after like a few months. Then he gave it to Giuliani and his people, and then they gave it to the New York Times and all that stuff, and it's just like, wow, amazing. And that's some of the stuff on the laptop. I mean, this is just oh God. I was in the military for 8 years. I have an inactive security clearance right now. It's secret. You have to do a lot of stuff to keep your security clearance. You have to have good credit. You cannot be getting arrested, felonies, none of that shit. You got to be very careful. It ain't shit to lose security clearance. Hunter Biden, he wasn't in the military at the time. He got an administrative discharge for popping positive on a piss test. Joe Biden, for his son being in this precarious position in China and in foreign affairs, that alone should disqualify him from any sort of security clearance. I've seen people lose it for way less, for family members doing shit. It's amazing. It is fucking amazing. And they're bragging about it. This guy was on Jimmy Kimmel. But yeah, that's that DNC privilege, man.
That's okay for them, but not for us.
Yeah. And this is the most, and just after seeing that Washington Post article, the same man who passed two separate laws, 1986, 1994, that would get people locked up for half the shit Hunter done. His son's out here bragging about it, and then going in that rehab. And I'm just, this is amazing. This is truly amazing. I mean, hey, man. But as for Black Americans, I think a lot of us drank that Kool-Aid, that DNC Kool-Aid, and now you see a lot of our sons being effeminized. China, and you've seen our daughters promoting government dependence via the welfare state. It's sad, and it's like all this materialism in our communities and stuff like that. Like it's sad, man. But I think a lot of it was the crack cocaine epidemic. It's about the 80s, and a lot of the disparity of the sentencing that came about thanks to Joe Biden 2 times. Finesse 2 times, man. You know what I'm saying? And and so it is what it is. And I'm gonna be on too long. I know Miss Grace want to call, and I don't want to hold you up. It's just like, so they've been fucking us for a while, man.
Okay.
But it's just the whole thought of us. The party switched. The party switched. No, man. Only 2 people literally switched to the Republican Party: Strom Thurmond and some other racist dead cracker. And that's what it is. So we've been. Oh no, you good, Miss Grace? I'm sure I pissed somebody off. So he's giving middle finger for them. That's fine, Miss Grace. And it's amazing. So I'm done. I'm just like thinking about just like. We let these communists and we let these liberal, and not all liberals are bad. We let these people set our agenda. It's amazing. Let them set our agenda. Matter of fact, Ice Group tried to go with another administration to set the agenda. One party told them, "Hey, look, we'll get back to you after the election." Another party said, "Yeah, let's talk about it." And I'm not gonna say I'm gonna put that on Republican. I'm putting that on Trump, who did that shit. Trump and his people. I'm not putting that on the Republican Party. Fuck them. It's amazing. And it seems some of the people that got freed by Trump, now these black men were locked up due to Joe Biden's policies.
How odd.
Yeah. Which Reagan and Clinton signed in. Yeah, Clinton was president at the time for the 94 crime bill. Reagan was president during the 86 crime bill. Now, the crime bill was the most notorious one, but not many people know about the one back in 1986. So that is what that is. But now y'all know, I'm putting in the Discord the article. The Washington Post wrote it. I'm done, man. I'm done.
I'm gonna put somebody mentioned. I ain't gonna talk about it on the stream. I'm gonna drop a little link in the
Australia.
Discord.
Oh God.
You
said Australia? You said Australia?
No. It's a little something I'm not gonna talk about on the thing. It's involving that first family or something I mentioned a while back. I'd seen it, and I remember I thought I told it. I think it was Biden. Not Biden. Well, just as bad as Biden. Broderick. I remember telling him about it, and I thought Miss Grace, but I don't know. They said they didn't remember, so I'm gonna put that link in there. I found it, but I think you may find it interesting too. So we'll definitely dropped it in there. Let y'all check that out.
Joe, thank you, man. And Mike, yeah, man. Hey, they did make it safe. Hey, look, man. Jim Crow Joe knows his Negroes. He kept it safe, man. Hey, I ain't gonna argue about that. Yeah. But problem is, a lot of niggas got out and they've been wreaking havoc, and then the kids that they left without a father, they're wreaking havoc too. So that's kind of the butterfly effect of those items. So that's what the point I'm trying to make. But yeah, man, I'm not surprised. I'm not. That's all I got, man.
All right, well, Mr. Dan the Man with the plan. I appreciate you calling in and always dropping gems in the den, sir. So I thank you so very much.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. When I actually keep track of what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, Mike's comments are fucking me up, bro. Mike, good job. Mission accomplished, Mike.
Mike's a terrible person.
Troll game crazy.
Yes, he's a terrible, terrible person. One of the worst people I've ever met in my life.
God loves us all. That's all. Yeah, have a good night, man.
You too, Mr. Dan.
Hi, Sarah. Hey, Sarah, vote tomorrow. Goddamn it, vote. Vote for Elder. Goddamn it. Good luck to Larry.
Oh. Oh man. No, that's what I said. That's why I fuck with the den. I learned a lot of the den myself. That's why I enjoy being here. I try to be here as much as I can. All right, man up. Man up actually is a real good topic we're gonna do real soon. We'll wait till probably next time he's available. Yeah, that's what that show was called something about earlier. Doogie, Kamealoha, some shit. I can't pronounce it. And then the other thing was Backstreet Boys. When I was trying to remember what the other group was, it was Backstreet Boys. Was the other group besides NSYNC. It was like Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and then like O-Town and some other little weird groups. Man, it was super funny though, as someone pointed out. Why did all the violence stop? Right? Just did niggas just all of a sudden really get rights? Niggas is like remote controls. Because as soon as that he got elected, what happened to all the riots? Did all the police violence stop? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm curious what took place. Let's see. Shannon's ass again. I need to see what's going on with this damn hurricane thing supposed to be coming through here. I don't know. I don't think it is. That, like, you got motherfuckers at the beach. They had a motherfucker in Galveston, you know, and Houston, close to the. It's just supposed to be a surge or something like that. And there's a motherfucker walking on Galveston Beach in a fucking Michael Myers suit, like right when the hurricane's supposed to be blowing in. So that's Texas for you. What is it? What is it? A hurricane or is it still a tropical storm? Tropical storm warning, Houston, Galveston. Oh, it's a hurricane now. Uh-oh. Hurricane Nicholas. Upgraded. Hold up. Apparently, there was a big rainbow across the city. I don't know. Do we need to extend it in? What if all the power goes out and I can't stream tomorrow? I don't know, Jack. I don't know, man. So I ain't worried about that shit. Hurricane, but you can call me Slurricane. Oh, I lost twice? Well, you know what that means. Looks like I'm going to repo my pistachios from Shannon Jones. Yeah, everything all getting canceled and shit. Jim talking about, we're gonna have revised hours because of the fucking the damn hurricane. That's bullshit. That's a bunch of crock of crap. That's a big crock of crud. What are you talking about? Another cold ass winter. I ain't got time for that. Coldest winter ever shit. See, I didn't even take your pistachios. Why didn't it? Oh, I fried it. No wonder. I didn't put the accurate number of pistachios I was supposed to take. That's what it's going to be soon. It's going to be like, scan your card to get online. Punish Shannon Johnson. So I messed up. Let me take it. Oh, you Magnolia. Home of the soldiers. Probably nobody care. Care about the Raiders or the Ravens. I don't care about none of the Rays. Now, oh, my bad. Well, what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in to the den this evening?
What's up, G?
What's going on? Who is this?
You know who this is.
I'm sorry, sir. I need you to speak English. I'm having a hard time comprehending.
You need me to speak English?
Yes, I need you to speak English, please.
It's rough. Racist.
Yes, just only a little bit racist. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Doing good, man. What are you up to?
I'm just kicking it in the den, waiting for the hurricane.
Bro, it's hilarious because people take me serious. You have a whole new group in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
People take me serious in there now. It's hilarious.
Do you feel special now they're taking you serious? Do you feel respected?
I feel like there's a whole new people, like a whole new group of people you get to mess with.
It's only a couple of us. We got a lot of folks who've been here for a while. Let's see who's new.
Well, but you gotta remember, I haven't been in like the YouTube part of this in probably a couple of years now.
Yeah, that is that. Because we've had some folks who've come back, and then we've had some folks a couple new faces. Then we have some OGs who've been standing strong, still standing. It's Big M, for those of you who don't know.
Hold on, man. Did you get your kitchen fixed? Did you finish your plumbing?
Everything's fixed except for one cabinet box that they fucked off. So just went to order it myself, but it's on back order. So I'm waiting on that, and then once that comes, I'll get that installed, and I'll have a completed kitchen.
Bro, I hope it freezes again this year.
Me too. I'll get another kitchen.
Shit would be hilarious.
Just get like a whole another kitchen.
Man, I feel like it's been a while. So what do you guys are complaining about black politics again?
No, we're talking about why don't black people like black conservatives?
I don't know. I'm not black. I feel like I should get my black card when I watch Black Panther, though.
I don't know, man. That's like entry level black TV. You got to watch something like in depth in black, and then got to take like a quiz.
What about
on
like
it.
Martin? Does Martin give me a card?
I think Martin's everybody entertainment. We got to think a little bit more complex. You gotta watch like a bunch of old '90s movies. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have there's like a checklist. You gotta watch like Juice, Boys in the Hood.
Bro, so you're telling me to get a card, I have to just watch a bunch of gangster movies?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I've been telling you, haven't heard? I'm just saying that black culture is currently entertainment. It's all corporate entertainment, basically. So,
like it can't. Well, but what about like wholesome black movies, bro? Why they all gotta be like murderous gangster movies?
Name some wholesome black movies.
Is that just not part of your culture?
I mean, I don't like. What are wholesome black movies?
Every Tyler Perry movie created, obviously.
I'm going to be honest. Those tranny granny movies are not very wholesome.
Tranny granny movies.
Yeah, that's I don't consider that wholesome at all. It's very
That
odd.
is hilarious.
I've never seen a Tyler Perry movie, honestly. So
you've never watched a Tyler Perry movie?
No, I've never watched a Tyler Perry movie. I have absolutely no interest whatsoever to watch a Tyler Perry.
I watched like half of one night. It was hilarious. It was like the grandma, the tranny granny, was like hiding like a group of people. She was like, these guys were supposed to testify on somebody else, and she was like witness protection. It was kind of funny.
That's sounds like a crime to me.
Well, obviously, it wouldn't be a black movie if there wasn't some sort of crime involved.
You got a point there. You absolutely do. I don't think there is a black movie that does not involve.
But at least you guys have movies. There's not like Hispanic movies.
What are you talking about? American Me?
There's like Selena and American Me, and that's it.
Y'all got another one? Y'all got like at least two other ones. Y'all got like a Disney movie, I'm sure.
No, we don't even have a Disney princess, bro. See how messed up that is?
I know y'all got it. They don't have no Disney.
See,
I mean,
who's
Pocahontas
really
kind of
racist?
counts. You know what I'm saying? It's like this
No,
way, way.
what do you, bro? Could you imagine if you said that to anybody else?
Well, I mean, Pocahontas kind of counts, right? I mean, y'all like
No, she's
Aztecs or
Native
something.
American.
What's the difference?
See, all the racism comes to light.
Blood in,
Who's
blood
really
out.
the oppressed people in America? We don't even have a Disney princess.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, I definitely need to start a protest. See, y'all aren't doing it right. So y'all are out there protesting and getting, actual tangible benefits. Y'all need to start complaining about entertainment so that y'all can make y'all a black mermaid or a Mexican mermaid. We've been crying for several years now, and we finally got a black Ariel. And now people are mad because there's like some Asian lady that talks ghetto in the movie too. So I don't know. People will never be satisfied.
Isn't there a black Annie now too?
There's a black who?
Annie. Remember that movie Annie from back in the day?
Oh, word. I don't know.
I think they remade it and had a black Annie too.
Coco. Oh, y'all do got that. Y'all got what was that? Coco, what's the one? The Day of the Dead, La Muerta or whatever?
I said we don't have a Spanish princess.
Oh, princess is overrated. You didn't watch the other day? The lady told y'all they said you don't want to call your kids princess. That's oppressive.
Bro,
are you not
saw
woke?
that. I died laughing.
You gotta get woke these days, man.
That was so funny. I called my daughter princess like 7 times after I saw that.
You're an oppressor. You're the oppressor. Cheech and Chong. I'm gonna be honest, Broderick.
Hey, there you go. That's one.
You said Cheech and Ching, Broderick. That sounds a little racist. That sounds more racist than it should. I don't know why, but
Broderick's not racist. Broderick's part of La Raza.
You think so?
Yeah.
Broderick
he has
Bays,
a food truck.
Broderick Bays and barbecue sauce.
Broderick has a food truck. He's part of La Raza.
I don't know.
Instantly qualifies you.
Okay. What is it?
He has a job and he has a food truck. That's how much harder working can you get?
Well, does he sell cocaine?
Probably.
He probably does. I wouldn't doubt.
That's not like you wouldn't surprise. Would that surprise you?
If Roger would have surprised, nah.
Who would surprise you most if they were a drug dealer?
Shannon.
Shannon?
Yeah, I think Shannon would be the most surprising drug dealer in the den.
I think Dan would surprise me the most.
Really? Because I mean, Dan would be like the guy from he would be like Gus.
I feel like Grace would move weight.
You think so?
Yes. Bro, haven't you heard her stories about like her family back in the day?
Yeah.
Like her whole neighborhood? Yeah, she pretty much describes the gang and she's like, no, we were just family. I'm like, no.
But like I say,
that's
she's the one,
gang.
No, but she's the one that deviates from the rest of them and she goes the good route.
No, so I'm not saying she's like on the corner slaying dime bags. I'm saying she's like the guys from Casino.
Okay. If you need anything, get it, Paulie.
Huh?
Okay. How about I'm trying to think. Let me see. No, I don't know. I'm sticking with Shannon. Shannon plays the role. She's got like the little innocent voice. She's like a terrible person. So I think that she would be the most surprising.
I got 6 more weeks till the baby gets here, bro.
Oh, that is right. You're about to be a 3-father.
Yes, sir.
Are you excited about that?
I wanted to name my kid Muggsy, but my wife wouldn't let me.
I wouldn't let you. I have no ties to the child whatsoever.
Bro,
that's a
terrible. Muggsy is such a good name.
I'm gonna be honest. Look, I sit in here and I talk about ghetto black names all the time. That's the worst name I've ever heard in my life.
Bro, I was like, she was like, who's ever been named Muggsy? I was like, Muggsy Bogues.
Is Muggsy Bogues like his real name, or that was not like his name?
Instantly regretted it because I was like, I don't know if that's his real name or not. Sure enough, it was a nickname.
Yeah, I was about to say it had to be a nickname. I was like, no, there's no niggas named Muggsy. Like that's like he got a little weird mug and he's a little bitty guy like the dude off the cartoon. Like, no way. That's terrible.
Bro, I wanted to name him Muggsy or Mowgli, and she was like, I'm not naming my kid that.
Santa says there's a Disney Spanish princess, Elena of Avalon. What movie is that?
What's that?
She said there is a Spanish Disney princess named Elena of Avalon.
Who said that?
Shannon, the coke dealer.
I don't care. Shannon doesn't know. If it didn't come from Sarah, it's not true.
What if I would have told you Miss Bell told me that?
Then I would, you know what, I might believe you. She'd like go Google it and be like, that's not true. I found the one Spanish princess and it was from 1986.
I think.
And you know, there's not enough white princesses either. Didn't you know that?
I think that you being more willing to believe Miss Bell over Shannon is racist.
I just assume Miss Bell Googled it 17 times.
I think it's because she's white.
Yeah, that's it. Because I have such a propensity to loving white people.
I said Pocahontas. He didn't want to claim Pocahontas, Broderick. Where have you been?
Pocahontas is Indian.
What's the difference?
What's the difference between a Native American and a Mexican?
Yeah, I mean, y'all kind of hung out in the same territories for a little bit.
Well, I guess as long as you're like willing to claim like Dominicans and stuff, then it's the same.
I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board on that one.
Like Haitians, Dominicans, all of them are just black.
I mean, Haitians, maybe Dominicans don't like niggas. They don't. Dominicans they put themselves
black people don't usually like black people.
Yeah, but like Dominicans are a whole different thing.
You guys don't like each other over a shade.
No, but I mean, so imagine that and then being able to like speak a different language and have a little bit of an accent. Then that feels like you got like a super duper power. I got Dominican friends. I don't think they like me very much. I think they're pretty cool, but I don't think they care for me very much.
Bro, there's like a whole divide between light-skinned and dark-skinned black dudes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a terrible thing.
Couldn't imagine it being like based off of a country.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so it's like they're like, you know, because like even with the island folks, like Jamaicans, Islanders, like, you know, like Africans, I understand because they're like way over there. They had to come from black.
Bro, if one of the Mexican idols is a white redheaded dude, you guys should be able to like solve your differences.
This has been running real deep for centuries.
So is ours, but Canelo's like a god in Mexico.
But see, like, you know, it worked with niggas when Barack was president, they all came together.
When what?
When Barack was president, niggas all came together for the most part.
No, they didn't. I bet Broderick's head was spinning off.
Broderick voted for Barack.
The first time or the second time?
Both.
No, he didn't. I don't believe that even a little bit.
Oh, he did.
No, he didn't.
He's got an Obama phone and everything.
Bro, stop it.
I'm telling you, he showed me one day. I went to his rib truck. If you call Broderick's rib number, he answers on an Obama phone.
Bro, he should create a rib with like Barack's name in it somewhere.
That would be his number one seller. Broderick, you should take that advice. You need to create a rib and call it the Obama. I don't know what flavor it would be. I don't know what she would do with it. It would have to be lighter than all the other ribs, but it would be your number one seller. It would have to look really good, but taste really bad. It would still be your number one seller rib. I promise you this.
And then like just put like one of those, like, remember those barrel juice boxes? That would be the dream.
Terrible. This is racism. This racism is killing me inside. Oh.
Oh, can you imagine you calling me racist?
Well, I'm the least racist person in America.
Bro, stop it.
I'm the least racist.
You won't even date a white girl.
Because I'm happily taken. So why would I be a cheater?
Well, even if you weren't.
I've dated white women in the past.
Stop it.
I have.
I don't believe that.
I dated one in high school.
After the age of like 25. If you go below a certain age, it really doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, if we're talking about like after the age of 25, I've only been like, I won't say been with, but I've only dated seriously 2 women.
And were either of them white?
No.
Racist.
See what I'm saying? mean,
Just
it's terrible.
Do you have white friends? Like men?
That sounds weird.
Other than from the den.
Yeah, I have. Well, yeah.
Oh.
No, I do. Like, no, one I do, but I mean, like, because I was trying to see where, because like I said, my best friend, he's Hispanic, and he's got like a tinge of white.
Right.
He's got a quarter white in him. You know what I'm saying? Because his
you
mom's
already
like
told me
half.
you kicked it. The Hispanic and black. You've never mentioned a white.
I have a friend named White Bread.
Named what?
Named White Bread.
What nationality is he or ethnicity?
He's Caucasian. It's like a Caucasian from like Wisconsin.
Oh, I just assumed he was like a albino black dude or something.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Why is that? That would be the best nickname.
I don't be hanging out with albinos. I don't trust them. They'll steal your pigment. They'll take it.
The red eyes.
Yeah,
the red eyes just
it's eerie. No, White Bread was a good buddy of mine.
What?
Yeah, I mean, he's somewhere else.
Like he's not now.
Well, I mean, I hadn't talked to him in a while, but it's like I have no issue. I talked to him maybe.
He became racist.
He was like racist for like 3 days. There's a backstory to it. I'm not going to go into it, but no, I got a buddy named White Bread. I got lots of white friends.
Bro, that's so funny because you know how people are like, "Oh, I have black friends."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Well, you're still racist." Like you did the same thing, and you're like, "I'm still not racist."
What are you talking about? There's nothing. Look, here's my deal, right? I don't care about people being racist. Like if people want to be racist, it's all right. You know, we got to have a discerning eye sometimes.
I would say I don't know if I'm prejudiced or racist. Like I don't trust a lot of white people.
Why not?
I think a lot of them are raised different than I was. Well, there's not like a lot of black people here, so.
But do you think that's a bad thing that they were raised differently from you?
No, I mean everybody. I don't hate them. I just feel like they were raised with different values. Like, haven't you heard that comedian that talks about like different races when they get jumped in a park? Like, what happens?
No, I have not heard that.
He's like when a white dude is getting jumped in a park, like all the white people around will like bust out phones and record it, and just let the dude get his ass beat. And then any other race, like is getting jumped, like most of the time somebody will jump in to stop it or like fight with them.
I don't know. I think it depends on what kind of white guy you're talking about. Because I think you got those that'll record it. Then I think you got those that'll be like, hey, stop that right now. And then,
right.
Then you got something that might help out. So,
I don't think there's. Can you think of one that you know that would jump in?
Yeah.
Really? Besides White Bread?
Yeah, White Bread wouldn't jump in.
I don't know any, man. I think they would all just kind of like, I don't know him.
No, I do. I definitely do.
I think like loyalty and family values are different.
White bread and dark rye bread walking into a bar. It's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, no. I mean, I think it just. I don't know if it's a racial thing. I think
definitely is a racial thing.
You think so?
Absolutely. Like, I don't know. Like I hear a lot of differences from like when I talk with you guys, like back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
About how you guys would tell me like black men hold their mothers above all type thing, and what mama says goes, like what Trill always used to say. That's a racial thing. Or ethnic thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've seen something very. I mean,
race texting.
No,
read it aloud.
It's something much worse. No, I miss Grace. I get random messages from people. That oh man. I mean, it's different. I mean, but even with certain people, like I say, you got some guys who are like this. You got those who have the father figure in the household. They're going to be raised a little bit different. They can be black. You got white guys who maybe, in a single mother situation that
Wait,
behave more
so
like
you don't think there's cultural differences between the races?
that. I think that, yeah and no. So, yeah, I think when you're talking about certain socioeconomic status, that I think money makes people more similar than race at this point.
Kind of. Like, I just think there's some traits that are passed on. Like, I don't know. I just view minorities as more loyal to each other than white people, which is part of their success.
Mm. You think so? I think that, yeah, probably. Because there's certain things we talk about. And I think that part of it ties into what we're kind of talking about today, because if you're talking about cultural, and which is a weird thing, even, those middle class blacks, they have this urge to want to be validated by some type of hood credit. They feel like you're not black enough if you're not on some hood shit. And if you're intelligent, if you're doing successful in school or things like that, you're more likely to get ostracized.
Right.
So, yeah, I can see that being maybe a cultural thing. You consider that.
Well, and I think a lot of it is like we've talked about before, like where you grew up. Because in the last couple of years, or year or so, whatever, that I've been living in the city, it's wild, bro. People are crazy.
Yeah, cities are pretty bad.
People are absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like, plenty of videos of black folks that's only filming. Yeah, I've showed some where they're sitting there watching niggas beat the shit out of each other and nobody helps out. But I don't know. I've been also showed a lot of videos where black women they went like hyenas and started attacking motherfuckers.
Bro, you and Candace Owens probably have the same exact YouTube feed.
I don't know about that. I'm not
Well,
That's
what was the lady that did that roast and everybody made fun of? Ann Coulter. You and Ann Coulter have the same YouTube feed that rolls.
Yeah, me and Ann Coulter probably a lot more like me and Candace Owens. I don't know what it is, bro. Like, I don't like hate her or nothing. It's just something I can't quite put my finger on. That it's just something about Candace. I'm not a fan. You know what I mean? And it's just something about her that does not sit right with me. I don't know what it is. I'm not
Bro, did
sure.
you ever watch that roast with Ann Coulter on it?
I want to say I did, but I don't.
It is the most disrespectful, funny thing I have ever watched in my life. Like, it was super fucked up. Like,
No.
if you were to like watch it in any other aspect other than it being on a roast, like, and her volunteering to be on a dais, it is hilarious. Rob Riggle just like goes off on it's so funny. You gotta watch it, bro. You gotta do a whole episode on it.
I'm gonna check it out. When did that happen? I felt like I've seen at least a piece of it, but I don't know if
Bro, I literally cried watching it because it's so funny. But it's super, like, they definitely went for her neck, but they called her a scarecrow, all kinds of shit. Oh my God, it was funny, bro. They were like, Ann Coulter's here. Who's scaring away all the crows from the corn? Oh my God.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Comedy.
All
right, man. I was going to call and catch up with you. I didn't talk to you in a while since you don't do the Discord no more. Why don't you do Discord anymore?
I need to. I've been just doing a lot more reading, a lot more other stuff. I get the Discord. The Discord it's fun, and it's the conversation gets real good, and then I realized I hadn't done any of the shit that I need to do throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in there fucking around, and my productivity declines significantly. So, but I am gonna start allocating some time to be in the Discord, because I do like chopping up with the Denfunk Live.
The Discord was fun, man. It was a good time for a while.
It's just like the thing about it it was great late, but I cannot do it super late. Well, maybe tonight, because it depends if the gym's closed tomorrow. Maybe I'll act up and get there tonight or something. But because the conversation would go to like way in the morning and it get all kind of crazy. But the Discord is
That
it
was
is
what
fun.
was so funny about it, bro. I'd get off work at like 4 in the morning, and like 4 people would still be in there talking about the most random shit ever. And then you kicked out Rashida, so
I did no
after
such
you
thing.
kicked her out, just nobody got in the Discord anymore.
I did no such thing.
Bro, you absolutely did.
I did not. I just simply set a certain boundary. And like I said, she's not banned. It's not
Bro,
like any of those
I feel like
things. And
I
like I
feel
said,
like you said that, but like in the actual conversation, you dropped like all kinds of just slurs and all kinds of mean shit.
there was no, I have never, not once, said anything negative. I have no ill will, no negativity. It's just a certain thing there just has to be a certain level of respect. That's it. And I felt as though certain things were not being handled in a respectful manner. And like I said, I didn't go. I didn't do any low blows, nothing off the wall or anything like that. It just felt like,
You
for the sake of it, it just had to do what it had to do.
you were like, get the fuck out of here! Don't ever come back.
I never said such a thing.
You got super emotional. Did you guys cry together when you said it?
No. She didn't get the Maria treatment.
No.
No, there was nothing said.
Yeah. Has she reached out to you or you reached out to her?
No.
Oh, you guys are just like a scorned couple.
No, there's
You
no
never
scorn.
wanted.
There's no scorn. Like I have, again, like I said, no ill will. I think Rashid is a great person. I just feel though there's a certain level of respect that must be attained. I felt like certain things were getting out of certain boundaries, and so therefore I felt I did what I needed to do.
Had to do.
Mm-hmm.
You had to assert it. You had to assert your boundaries.
Yes, I had to.
God,
It's kind of
when
like
you say that out loud.
it's kind of like a dog pissing on the fence. Just I had to mark my territory.
When you say it out loud, do you feel gay?
What happened?
Like, when you say that shit out loud, do you feel gay?
What, pissing on the fence?
I had to assert my boundaries.
No. I just I had to establish my boundaries. Yes, I drew a line in the sand, Big Yo. All right.
Oh shit! All right, G-Lo, you have a good night, bro.
All right, Big Yo. Good talking to you, man. All right. Yep. All right. Some of the right talking points, but I give her an overall thumbs up. Like I say, I don't. There's nothing that I can say about Candace Owens that that like I say that I dislike her. Right? It's just like something is just off. Like when I say I feel like I have uh, a good read on people, even if I don't, not even in physical context. Just certain like I've generally been right about things. You know what I'm saying? SpaghettiOs. And it's just something like it's just a weird vibe I get about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have no one. I probably haven't listened to her long enough, especially maybe lately. Like there's been certain things I've heard from her. And like I said, I have no disagreement with her, the statements or things that she makes, but it's just something about her, just her overall character, something just doesn't sit right inside. Like I say, I have no diss or disdain. I just, excuse me, don't follow her too much. Don't pay too much attention. I watched a little bit of what she said, and then something about it, like I say, just don't sit right. But I know that some people are are fans, and they enjoy what she says. So again, to me, it's just like, it's just some odd. I don't know, maybe it's timing, maybe it's just weird stuff to me. Broderick, well, I'm sure you have that ability, right? And again, she's not banned from the den, just inaccessible to the Discord. Like I said, I have nothing but love and respect. You know what I mean? I sound like a Democrat right now. Terrible. All right, Miss Betty Spaghetti. I'm glad you could join us this evening. How do I sound like a Democrat? Barbecue Broderick Brooks. I'm curious. Let me see what the gym said. Right. Ooh, wee man. Ooh wee man. Mm, mm, mm. That's very interesting. Yeah, Broderick definitely voted for Biden. uh, Treehouse. Not familiar with the Treehouse. Uh, Kim Kim K in Baltimore, the real Kim K. Um, didn't hurt. Like, that's the thing too, right? Because that's why niggas ain't gonna make it, bro. Because like, especially this is, and I wanted to get to a point about conservatives, um, because I think also with conservatives they tend to give up on certain areas. They just figure out. They just figure out there's no point in even trying, and that's why I say I think it's going to be tough for conservatives to win anything meaningful in the future. I mean, they're just going to really have to. Democrats are really going to have to upset the apple cart, which I think they're doing a good job. But I think people are so wokey woke and so like crazy. The media is, overblown. The sixth. All you got to do is say that that person's like Trump, and then they close it down. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't love Candace. You know what I'm saying? Not Candace specifically, but I love people. I love each and every one of you wonderful people. Right? I operate from a place of love within my heart. Um, as always, right? And I am truly concerned. I truly care. I truly want to know how you people think and or feel. Um, but here is the deal. It is about that time, right? And we'll see what happens. Let me see what the weather's doing. I don't think it's raining outside, but it may or may not be. But I do. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I need to get ready to. Oh, I'm a little bit more tired. Um, yeah, that's the thing. Like, you know, and then I think what needs to be shown is one, you got a lot of niggas who are afraid to say that they are conservative, or they are, Trump supporters or whatever they may be. I think that the other side of conservative need to work on showing the real conservative, not just the motherfuckers in business suits, not just the people, in Washington. And they need to show what a real black conservative looks like, not just Tim Scott, because niggas feel about him, or Larry Elder. Well, we may think he's swell, but how niggas gonna feel about him? Like, so you gotta work on your public image, and that's not what they're doing. It's like I get want to remain traditional and all those things. Well, in this day and age, especially with the impact social media, the dying impact, but it still holds that television media has. Um, you got to find a way to rebrand. It's time for like a brand overhaul. I'm not saying get away from your messages. I'm not saying get away from your foundation, but you got to find a way to paint a different picture. Just throwing a black face out front ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see the issues that elders had to deal with in California. Tim Scott putting his name in the hat, or people thinking he's putting his name in the hat for 24. You already got niggas clowning him. Like, you gotta find a nigga of a different breed. You know what I'm saying, that's a terrible terrible joke, Broderick. I'm gonna be honest. The worst joke I've ever heard. So there's that. You say fuck Otis? Yeah, you know. Uh, I feel like there's something else I wanted to say. Oh, yes. So I told you. I said it earlier in the stream. Just a reminder. Um, mm, 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 mm. That's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate story. Let me see. So yeah, like I was saying, 1 week from now, next Monday, I turn, well, a week older, but according to the calendar, a year older. I have a thing that I want to get, right? So I implore you, just like I implored the sauce. And they got it started. So we are actually, the sauce got us 1/5 of the way there today, right? So, something I want to get that I want to add in addition to the streams. I'm not going to say what it is. Some of y'all may have an idea. If you watch other streamers, you may have a slight idea. You may or may not. But it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. And so I implore you, if you're going to support the Den, to use one of the methods down below, whether it be the Cash App, the PayPal, Venmo. I got to figure out the Den Zelle thingy or whatever, something like that. So the goal is between now and Sunday evening to get there so that I can go and obtain this thing so we can liven up. I want to take the streams up to the next level, right? Just something I think will be very, very good for the streams and make things a bit more efficient too. So, and then Monday we're gonna do something. I don't know. We're gonna turn up Monday somehow. I don't know what we're gonna do. A den party. Hire a producer. You gonna pay their salary, bro? Can't pay niggas in ribs. I cannot pay niggas in ribs. So, but like I say, things to make things a bit more efficient, and a bit more lively, because there's some things I've been wanting to do for a while. And I say it's time for me to stop playing around with streaming. Start taking these things extremely serious. Don't say streams, there's a hurricane coming. I ain't gonna say what it is, Broderick. You know what I'm saying? Just tune in. And if we get there, nigga, then you'll see the improvement. So with that being said, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I am going to call it a Rapsky. I am a tired man. And like I say, I guess I gotta hunker down. When is the storm supposed to hit? Is it like in action? I don't check the weather now. I don't ever be watching the weather, so I don't know when shit gonna be I don't know when shit gonna be shit. You know what I'm saying? I need to. When is the weather service gonna inform us? I don't think shit gonna shake. Shout out to my nigga Wise. Appreciate the love. Let's see. I'm trying to check the weather right now. I don't know where the shit is. I have no idea. I really don't. I don't be paying no attention. Like I told y'all, I didn't know about appreciate the super chat love. Miss K Grace says fuck Otis. We had such high hopes. And we wanted things to be a wonderful story. But it's not. And that's crazy because is what is it? Level 1 her? What is it? The 1? I see it. It looked like it's max wind 75. 80% chance of rain through 12 a.m. I need to bring my plants and shit in. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Man, I hope y'all read the super chat. The fuck out the super chat. It's in Matagorda Bay. You know, I say we are making it a team effort. We're gonna get there. The goal is because I think the thing is about 245, and so the sauce raised like 50 on the stream earlier. So that's why I say we on the way there. And then with the love from Wise and Dan tonight, like I say, we are a step closer. New icon from Israel. So we're gonna make it shake. But I appreciate all of y'all. I thank all of y'all. We need a new Den shirt. You know, like I said, I look, whip one up. Might have to jump on the dilly dally and whip one up. Oh shit. I don't know. Maybe I can go to the store tomorrow. I can go to the thing. So we're gonna make it shake. We're gonna make it right. I'm a tired person. I need to rest. I'm mad if the gym ain't there. And then to our late Miss Grace. Yes, ma'am. Appreciate the super chat love. And we slowly but surely. We rolling. I'm gonna make sure I gotta go to the Hobby Lobby. I gotta go to the Hobby Lobby and then get some mushroom. I think I'm having a cookie crash. I fucking ate too many cookies now. I'm all settled in, feeling good and fat. Yeah, we passed the 2-hour limit, so I'm tired. But I said I was gonna get in the Discord, and yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. What I was gonna say too is depending on what happens, if I'm, in Mobile tomorrow, maybe have some early stream love. Might have us a show is tired. Yeah. Depending on we might have us a hurricane stream if the internet don't go out, shit like that. So we'll see what happens. But I thank each and every one of y'all. I do. I appreciate y'all. It is my honor. It is my privilege. It is my pleasure. I know I'm finna go in here. And the old lady gonna probably be in there watching. See, look, if I end up missing, Lady Honcho did it. She been watching forensic files and shit. You know what that means? She's studying on how to wipe me out. But I be watching it too. When she falls asleep, I keep watching so that way I know how to counteract whatever plan she got. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Swisher in the building. Man, I got what? Look, I have no issue. She is more than welcome in the den at any time. Like I said, I have Rashid is not blocked from the channel in any way, form, or fashion. Yeah, we ain't talking prepaid in a minute, man. We gotta get prepaid in here. Definitely like to know his thoughts. It's fuck all this month. The rest of the September. See, man, look. Trust me, coming from a person who knows what it's like to lose a good thing, man. Mr. Otis. I don't know what to tell you, player. Sometimes a good thing be gone. You can't get it back. It is unfortunate. I appreciate y'all. Look, let me take my ass to bed. I'm still got these damn things on my ears hot and shit. But y'all be careful out there. If you're anywhere in Houston, make sure you take care of yourself. Don't get caught out in this rain. And fucks with y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't guys to go home. Make sure you follow on all the proper social medias listed down below. But you got to get the fuck out the den. Until next time, Stay tuned. I don't know. It might be early, it might be late. Regular time tomorrow. We'll see. No promises. We'll go.